And we are live. Welcome to the Crossing the Streams event. Tonight we've got the Underdark Pirates back at it again, raising money for Beyond Blue. And joining us tonight as we venture deep down into the underworld of Faerun, across the Dark Lake, along the burning, coal-infested air of the Grimport, the city of Grafstulug. To my left, my right, my left, I have Dylan. Who are you playing today?
Today I will be playing Sorn, everyone's lovable but edgy drow sorcerer.
Mostly edgy, let's be honest.
Very edgy.
To the left of my left, and more specifically down beneath me, we have Jacob. Jacob, who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Winfred, the very much more lovable big bearkin barbarian who also suffers from a little condition called wild magic, which occasionally will turn me into plants.
Thank God it isn't contagious.
Mm-hmm.
To the left of the big lovable bear friend, your right, actually, if you're playing at home, is Timmy. Timmy, who are you playing?
I am playing the not so lovable but definitely annoying Paulie, the parrot. Pretty simple who he is. He likes to drink. I can't say that on a stream for charity, but he likes to do things that involve fornicating. He likes to slap and tickle, mainly the slapping part, aggressively in bars and pubs and that kind of thing. And then usually to steal all their money too.
Absolutely. And we have a very special guest tonight, or this afternoon, for the Crossing the Streams event, which is between us here at Nonfiction Gaming. We have Fate's Grip. We have split the party as part of the group as well, but specifically tonight, we have a very special guest from the stream, Raging Rolls, who play on Thursday nights. Would you like to introduce yourself, Dan?
Yeah, I'm Daniel. I play with Raging Rolls on Thursday nights. We just as chaotic, I'd say, as you guys seem to be. Tonight I'll be playing Phineas Flathead, little halfling barbarian. I think that what Paulie the Parrot said about wild magic being contagious might be a thing, because I also have a little bit of that.
Yes.
So this could be very interesting, or we could all become plants.
Oh, no.
Amazing.
As long as I'm a plant with a fringe, it works out fine.
Plant friends, yay!
We'll just turn you into a fern with like a emo fringe kind of thing going on.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
A Sorn fern. Sweet, I'm in.
And hopefully, within the next few minutes, we'll have another good friend joining us soon. But we'll get started as we, our point of view changes. And you should be able to see below there, we've got obviously the donation bar for the Crossing the Streams charity event. Our current goal is to hit 2,000. We would love to smash that goal. But you can also help by doing !donate in the chat. It will bring up a link for you to be able to donate to Beyond Blue. Obviously, it's October, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's all about tuning in and sort of being part of it and raising that awareness of mental health issues, which especially during these trying times can be quite serious. So we're all here together. We're here with you, hopefully to raise some money and have some laughs at the same time. If you can't donate, that's absolutely fine. Just sit back and enjoy yourself. But if you can, click the link, drop some money in, and you can affect the game depending on how much you're able to part with. So small amounts can kind of buff the crew, and then even larger amounts can really throw a spanner in the works for some of these guys. But let's get started. So we begin with the Underdark Pirates, the Tats and Tarasque's crew, aboard their ship La Floridita, looking out across the Dark Lake, where they've pulled into port. And they have over the last sort of 10 hours been watching the burning Dragon's Hoard casino and boat slowly sink into the water, illuminated not only by its own flames, but sort of the flames and firelight massive columns and structures on the port of Grim, one of the big Duragar cities of the Underdark. The usually cold air of the Underdark is warm, even at this distance from the flames. You can see a variety of piers made of zirkwood, stone, and plain rock jutting out along the edge of the huge cavern. And over the next few hours, the casino eventually does sink down into the bottom of the dock, of the port, I should say. It lasts many hours into what is probably the day, though it's pretty hard to tell here in the Underdark as there's no sun. Waves of heat still slamming upon any of you who are up there on the top deck. Acrid smoke rises to choke the air out of your lungs. The dark lake spreads out behind you, and in front of you is sort of a jumble of buildings and streets reflecting the lights of countless fires burning across the city within hollowed-out columns and stalagmites. As you watch, you see the goings-on in the city. Not many people seem to be phased by the fire and the sinking of the ship. Though people do come up and sort of stand around and watch for a while. As the minutes turn into hours, you notice that people kind of begin to go about their day and commerce resumes. You don't really see from your distance, as it is quite a far way away, what happened to some of the inhabitants on the ship. Perhaps that will come back to haunt us later.
Most likely.
I don't know what you're talking about. We had nothing to do with that.
That's good.
From your vantage point, though, you look back down onto the streets, and they are crowded. Though from your position, you can kind of move through the throngs of buyers, merchants, and slaves. You aren't the only outsiders here, as you spy Drow, Zifneblin, Darrow, Orcs, and other races in the crowds, and the shouting of people blends with the sounds of hammering to create a constant, distracting din. Now, each of you are sort of on the ship, though I believe you were... did you want to do anything before heading into town? Dan, I'll introduce you. I'll let you know when it's time to throw to you. Sorry, buddy.
That's right.
I just want to get my rest in before we go, because I did use a bunch of spell slots while I was watching the fire, if that is okay.
And I'd love to show our beautiful friend Sorn this beautiful kukri and see if there's anything special about it other than it looking real pretty like.
Yeah. While I'm taking my rest, I'll just look at the blade and try to identify it.
I want to take one of the coins that I got last session, and I sort of just want to rub them together, how you rub coins together, sort of thing. I was going to rub them together, and I want to cast magic awareness on it.
Okay. So let's handle one thing at a time. Let's look at the kukri, as Paulie puts it. Obviously, it has that shape to it, though. Instead of like a knife, it's almost sort of like a mace at one end, Sorn. But that mace is almost hollow. The metal part of it is hollow. And you take a look at it. Give me an Arcana check.
Yeah. There's your Arcana check. Well, that's horrible. I'm going to definitely go back, and I'm going to use what was it? Not favored by the gods. Where's the other one gone? It was. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna use my magical guidance, and I'm gonna roll that again.
Okay.
That is
as your first identifier. You want it to be good. I understand that.
That is It's 18 is definitely better than a 5.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm about to take a rest, so it's fine to use some sorcery points.
So you have a look at this. There's sort of a low level of magic in this thing, but it's not specifically magical itself. As you sort of handle it carefully, you notice that there's sort of inscription work along the sort of the side of this circular metal, and also the kukri handle itself has a sort of inscription or some sort of
a gleaming endowment.
Thank you very much for the donation, Maddie. Already thrown in donations.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. I'll have to check out what that was. Well, Maddie, do you just want to tell me what that was so I can we can roll?
33, wasn't it?
Oh, 33? Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
What was that again?
33 is a wandering monster.
Oh, yeah, great. Good.
Fuck.
So, as you
The last time a wandering monster happened,
We
Dylan's
nearly had a
character,
TPK.
Dylan's character became a little like a bitch for a green dragon. It was great.
No, that wasn't the wandering monster. The wandering monster were the spiders. Okay?
Oh, was it? I thought Venom Chad was the wandering monster.
That's not a regular wandering monster. That was a different kind.
Right. Okay.
so
Green
anyway,
dragon is not a standard level of wandering monster. No
I will
chance.
continue. Thank you, Maddie. I will get to your wandering monster in just a moment. You're sort of handling this object. It's got quite a bit of heft to it, quite a bit of weight. It's got sort of like maybe like a sulfuric kind of smell to it, and it almost handles like a very thick like wand, or possibly like sort of a magical rod. And as you hold it, sort of like a kukri, you notice that there's sort of a mechanism below it, where roundabout where the wood and the metal combines.
I know it's not a boomerang, but I want it to be a boomerang so bad.
What does this little mechanism do?
What do you do?
Can I make another Arcana check to just specifically inspect that mechanism?
Okay.
If that's the source of where like the magical traits of the weapon are.
Well,
I want to.
yeah, it's not specifically magic, but it's certainly in fact, it looks kind of like you've seen sort of like handheld single shot crossbows.
Ooh.
It appears to have some kind of trigger.
Amazing.
Okay. I want to like aim away from everyone and I'm going to pull the trigger. See what happens. Like I'm aiming into the sky.
A giant rapport booms out over the Dark Lake, and all of a sudden, sort of surrounding you is a cloud of smoke. Your hand is sort of rocketed by force as you feel something in an instant leave that hollow mace-like chamber, and you hear a crack in the darkness, and then a smaller explosion knocks a stalactite loose, and so in the darkness you see it fall and splash into the Dark Lake beyond.
I will immediately just hand that back to Paulie and say, I don't want any part of this. This is all yours. Just, it does that and walk away.
Paulie is aroused.
Especially considering that we stole it and that made a big bang. And the owner of that definitely heard it. So it's back in Paulie's hands.
Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. I am definitely I want it. And I really, really do want it. But he was a nice guy. I got a good vibes off him. And, we're going to probably have to fucking cross him in the sea. And I'm going to get him to make me one. That's what's going to happen.
We cut to Winfred, who's sort of tapping into his magical sense. You can sort of feel someone with your sort of eyes open looking for magic upon this item. You see sort of an aura sort of move around Winfred. As Winfred, you're sort of rubbing these two coins together, and there's sort of this high pitch, almost like putting maybe not your finger because it's covered in fur, but a skin finger around the edge of a crystal glass, sort of this as you rub the coins together, and you feel sort of a resonance take place, and you the sort of the magic you can detect within these coins starts growing and growing, and you sort of between them, your hands start getting pushed apart, one coin in each hand becoming bigger and bigger, and inside is a what appears to be sort of, you're looking in, and there's a sign you can see like in the distance, like a window to another place, and inside is or in the distance you can see the words Fantasy Bunnings, where all your dreams come true.
Fantasy
Oh
bunny.
God, we're back.
But as you sort of
This is my
try to
favourite
hold
place.
it open, you're trying to hold it against it, sort of opening and tearing the thing. All of a sudden, there is a face of sort of what appears to be maybe a young humanoid child, or possibly even a halfling, flies out, cracks you in the face, and you're both sent tumbling. With magic lancing off both of you as this halfling kind of lands atop you and sort of braces to his feet on the deck of the ship. There's sort of like lightning crackling off both of you, almost like connecting you two as well, and sort of lancing off sides of, luckily, the wooden ship. Phineas, please describe your character.
Short little, very bewildered halfling with a giant, great battle axe strapped to his back. Pulls it out. He's got curly red hair, very sweet, innocent-looking face. He looks up at the bearkin and he goes, "It's your kids. Something's going to be done about your kids." Sorry, the wrong franchise. Hi, I'm Phineas.
Hi, I'm Winfred, and Winfred just like puts down a massive hand to shake his hand.
But before you're able to sort of even take his hand, Phineas, you hear a huge crash. All of you, and where are we here? The rhythmic hammering of the city's forges is drowned for a second by a thundering roar and the sound of cracking rock. Duragar and visitors alike turn to look as a two-headed, grey-skinned giant bursts through the gate, howling madly, lashing out left and right, littering the plaza with rock and stone debris. This giant has two heads, and they're sort of yelling, perhaps at each other, perhaps at the crowd, and it's, "Me Maddie, me smash!" And the other one says, "No, me Maddie, me smash!" As he bellows, one of his swings connects with a Duragar soldier, and it's like, "You not Maddie, you smash!" And the broken body of this Duragar flies through the air and crashes onto the deck of your ship with a sickening crunch. The two heads swivel to look at the light show that's playing off Winfred and Phineas. The bloodshot eyes narrowing as they start charging towards you down the docks. And we're going to roll initiative.
Not the ship
hell
again.
yeah.
Oh, we just fix this fucking shit, honestly. I will not be held accountable for any damages happening to this shit.
Oh, I mean, look, irrelevant to whether you feel like you're accountable or not. It's coming out of your wages.
Yeah, it works.
Sorry, hold on. Let me set up the encounter. Where have we got? Phineas.
Nice.
I rolled
17.
so well on my initiative with a 5.
Excellent.
Well, I'm here, by the way, guys.
Oh, hello there.
Welcome.
Oh, hell yes. Fucking
what-
strong start for the night.
While we're all rolling
Yeah.
initiative, a big welcome to Mr. Aaron, Thorindir Grimsbane. Could you please introduce yourself and your character for everyone watching?
What, you want me to introduce my character or me first? Sorry.
Whatever you like, as we missed you. We missed both of you, actually.
Well, my name is Aaron. I play a dwarven bard called Thorindir Grimsbane. Let's add to the Grimsbane fortune. That he is, and very, I guess, boisterous, arrogant, but he would never tell you that. Lives his heart with his hand, heart on his chest, and also has a hand that is a fucking diamond.
Oh, my diamond hands.
Old mate,
Grimsbane.
Diamond Hands Grimsbane.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how much you caught of that as we kind of got into it there, Aaron.
Yeah, so I've been trying to set up Zoom on this computer, and it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, we've changed everything around on you here. But to give you a bit of a recap and to give everyone else a bit of a recap as we're rolling initiative here and we're about to go into the fight. On the last Underdark Pirates Tats and Trask session, our beautiful party were tasked by Thorindir Grimsbane, heir to the Grimsbane fortune, to head out and find his crystal, an heirloom that his family had lost gambling. A couple of, a great uncle had lost while gambling. And he was bereaved and bereft and unable to sort of leave his rooms, partly because he was working on an excellent disguise, because he didn't want to show his face potentially in the town of Grimport. Or, just like some of us all get, you just don't want to face the world a little bit and you need a bit of help from your friends. So he got a bit of a poorly, I believe, borrowed Daddy's wallet.
Yes.
And
That's
returned
the term
it.
we're going to use, yes.
Returned it chock full to the brim with gold coins.
Literally, like you doubled your money.
I'm going to
Luckily.
take credit for a little bit of this because it was my idea to get you something nice because I know you weren't having a great time.
Oh, that's right. We also got you. A living keg, or like an automaton keg man, like a keg robot. Literally, he'll just pour you beers whenever you want.
Oh hell yeah!
He does not have any ale in him.
By double the gold, how much gold are we talking going to the chest, boys?
You would.
It took 500.
I took 400, and I gave you 500 gold back. I spent all 400.
So I have lost 400.
And then now you've gained 500, and then gained 500 silver. 500 gold and 500 silver.
So I've got now 500 golds and
Yep.
500 silver.
Yes.
There was a lot of copper, but Paulie has decided to throw that at people instead.
I absolutely have all of the copper. And you also have a purple crystal butterfly artifact that is special to you and your family.
Purple.
Yeah, it's sort of like a pinky yellow color, and as you hold it up, it sort of it sets your mind at ease a little bit more, lets you breathe a little bit more deeply, makes you feel just a little bit better.
This kukri, this boomkri.
Yeah.
Boom Cree.
It is a boom crew.
Wasn't a boomerang, needed to compromise.
Oh no, I didn't save my notes from last session.
Put them in from now on. Put them in your D&D Beyond sheet because it auto saves.
Yeah, I've got a bloody just like a notepad thing. Damn it.
That's all right. You can just go back and
What are you trying to draw?
go back
on?
and watch the VOD like Dan did
Yeah.
and work out what we do.
I've got a steel trap up here.
When
What
you
are
get a
we forgetting?
chance, Thorindir, can I please get initiative?
Initiative. Okay, fine. Just freaking got there.
Or I can roll it for you if you like.
No. Initiative. Hold on. It would probably help if I had everything freaking what's the name open, wouldn't it? Foundry. Fuck. That would definitely help.
So while we're opening that up, of course, just a reminder, we are raising money for Beyond Blue. This is part of the October Mental Health Awareness Month, and more specifically, the Crossing the Streams event, which brings together non-fiction gaming, Raging Rolls, Fate's Grip, and Split the Party, a bunch of Aussie D&D content creators. We're doing a bunch of crossovers and giving you opportunities to fuck with our game for charity. And a giant two-headed Etin named Maddie and Maddie, the double Maddies, has arrived thanks to Maverick Hunter in the chat.
Named the Mads.
It is the perfect monster for Maddie to, make it go into the game. So that's great. The Maddies go into the game.
So imagine this, but with two heads, essentially.
God, he kind of looks like Maddie too. That nose. Goddamn.
19.
Excellent.
Ooh, starting it off strong with the double digits.
Yeah, and I never get that with a.
I got a natural 20.
All right, Winfred, you are first to act. The sort of lightning and whatnot arcing off you and Phineas crackling within your fur crackling on edge as you stand closer together. But of course, you hear the roar of the Maddies up further into the dock area, and this creature, all 4 of its eyes are on you.
I would, in reaction to that, the magic that happened with the coins, I would like to roll for wild magic. If
Yes.
it would so be allowed.
In fact, yes. So give me roll a
D100.
Yes, roll a d100. For
1
me,
second.
please.
99.
Okay, let me have.
That's a fucking lucky roll. Tell you that. At least I fucking hope so. I have not read through the entire table.
Well, I do use different tables all the time for
okay.
for the true random
Always random.
experience. There we go, extended. Phineas, can you roll me a d100 as well, please?
Certainly can. 16.
Okay. That's 16. Okay. So for the next minute, the only languages that you seem to understand, or both of you actually, as sort of you feel a crackle of magic that lances off both of you, and this sort of tether actually connects both of you, and all of a sudden, your friends who are sort of talking around you, you don't understand them at all. What you do understand, though, weirdly, is you can start understanding all the Duragar that are talking around you and kind of crying out for the city guard. What was in sort of some kind of deep speech language, you can now understand. Mechanically, for the next minute, the only languages you know are deep speech, primordial, and sylvan. So that's the 16.
Okay.
And the 99, you switch souls with a random creature within 30 feet of you. You control it on its next turn, and it controls you on your next turn. You go back to your regular bodies at the end of the next turn if the body is still alive.
Do I get to choose?
No, it is random. So we're going to roll... what do we got here? 1, 2, 3.
How many creatures are there within 30 feet? We're on a ship. There's like a whole crew
We're
of
off
things
the
there.
ship. We're on the.
Yeah, I
put
put you on the dock, but let's have a look here. Yeah, there's some Duragars and some deep gnomes nearby. Roll me a d6, each of you, please.
1d6 coming right up.
Each including all, or each?
No,
Including...
sorry, just Phineas and Winfred.
There we go.
That is a 2.
Okay. You find your...
Is a 5.
Okay. Winfred, you all of a sudden, your vantage point changes drastically as you are now looking up at your own fur-covered body and all these other tall shipmates of yours. Even Thorindir is looking a bit tall, probably only a little bit taller than you. You look down and you have sort of small pink halfling hands. Phineas, your perception of your own height does not change, but you look down and your skin is now sort of a dark grey, and you sort of feel your face and you realize you are in a gnome's body, a deep gnome's body to be specific.
My God. Oh no.
Well, shit. But it comes out as like, as I
Yeah,
speak.
because you both can only speak deep speech. In fact, there's been sort of a 4-way kind of switch, or a 3-way switch, I should say, as the body of Winfred starts swearing in Gnomish.
Oh, that's bad.
So you find yourself in the body of this halfling. What do you do, Winfred?
I don't even know what class Phineas is. Hang on, I didn't pay attention in halfling class.
Oh, he's muted. He's barbarian.
Barbarian.
He's a
Double click on him.
barbarian as
He's a
well.
wild magic barbarian.
Yeah.
He's a wild magic barbarian. I'm
Yeah.
a wild magic barbarian. So basically, we both have the same spells. This couldn't have ended up better. So, all right. Oh god, he's got better stats than me.
You feel stronger, faster, better, harder, stronger, and luckier.
You feel like yourself, but on V.
This is shit. All right. Well, I'm going to do Phineas a little favor. I'm going to that Etten that's coming to about. I'm going to roll for Wild Rage, and I'm going to go into a rage for Phineas.
Yep.
So on his next turn, he will already be in a rage.
Yeah, his stats are way better than yours.
Oh wait, yeah, way better. I really cocked up my rolls. I blame Aaron personally, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna roll for Wild Magic. You've got Spirit. So Phineas now has an intangible spirit, which looks like a flump or pixie of your choice. Within creatures, within 5 feet of one creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. At the end of your current turn, each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage. You probably know all of this, but that's what you've got at the moment. But because it is Winfred's soul occupying Phineas's body, Boom Boom shows up. Boom Boom is a tiny little fairy, like a pixie, that looks like Boo Boo from Yogi Bear, but he has fairy wings and explodes. So Boom Boom shows up, and I would also like to cast Magic Awareness, because I would assume that both being wild magic barbarians, I would be able to see where Phineas is in the ether. You know?
Yes, so you look over and you see sort of the magical soul of a halfling in a gnome's body up ahead of you, up on the road, the sort of above on the docks, staring on down Maddie and Maddie.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to that one, and I'm going to speak. I'm going to say in deep speech because I imagine we both understand it.
Yep.
I can't move Phineas's thing, so he's going to do it for me. And I'm going to say in deep speech, which I imagine sounds like intangible, just mumbling of tentacles. Looks like we both got hit with wild magic.
You have my face.
Yeah. Let's keep safe, and here's hoping it changes back soon.
Are you the bear?
Yes, I am.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah. So what I would do is I would go into a rage, right? And then I would probably have like something appear out of thin air that will explode very soon. And then I would come up and make sure my friends are okay. So
as you say that, like as you're saying all of these things, Boom Boom starts to like flutter by behind my head, and you're just and I'm just like, yep,
Wait, did Winfred get smarter in Phineas's body?
Yeah.
No. Winfred is just as dumb as he was before. He's just like really intently listening to what he's saying while Boom Boom is flying high behind him.
I feel like this is a kinship between us, Mr. Bear who wears my face. I like you. Let's do this.
All right. So that's Winfred's turn. Thorindir, you're on the docks of the city of Grim. The town of Gras Toulouk, known as the city of Grim, ruled over by a sort of an absolute monarch, as you know, and you can hear the rhythmic hammering of the city's forges, although somewhat drowned out by the roar and crumbling of rock of this Etten, this double-headed giant, smashing down marketplaces, making his way towards you. You, being low to the ground, avoid most of sort of the acrid smog that's choking the air. But this is a town of commerce and industry, and you are standing on its docks.
Well, Can I do a perception check first off of just what sort of the locals and everyone are sort of wearing and what they look like?
Absolutely, yeah. Give me a perception check. So the main thing you notice is there are or at least there was sort of a surging throng of merchants, slaves, people doing commerce, mostly Duragar. But you're not the only, as I said, you're not the only outsiders. You do notice a number of Drow, a number of Zifneblin, the deep gnomes. Darrow, although the Darrow are kind of keeping to themselves in corners. Darrow look almost like Underdark halflings. There's Orcs, other races. You see a Gnoll or two in the throng as well. Not many other surface races, but you do catch one occasionally, though usually their sort of hoods are up and things like that. There are a number of Duragar guards sort of making their way over to this creature, but they are sort of up the ways a bit. It'll take them a little while to get here.
Yeah. Thorndy will just say to Paulie, we were here to carry those goods back to help defend the town of Blindenstone, yes? Did they say what craftsmen we're looking for here? Did that other dwarf man on our ship, our other crewmate, what's his face? Has he told us anything about this port?
Right, well, pretty much the most important thing I can see right now is that there were a lot of craftsmen around, and if we want to ask them any questions, we better fucking smash this Etten into pieces and make sure that he realizes that my rapier can go right up where his sun don't shine. Yeah?
Wow.
Good work.
Lead on, my friend.
Basically, just yes.
Yeah, that's the big black guy down here,
Yeah. Yeah, so I reckon we go fight this little prick first, and then we start looking for what we need to do.
Yeah.
You've been just dropped right into battle. So
I realize that. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, yeah, you've spent a lot of time in your cabin recently on the trip over. Possibly fashioned a new cloak that hides some of the. I don't know if you're hiding some of your family house colors, or how open you're being about them.
Look. Admittedly, I really would like to use disguise self and get rid of this problem. But unfortunately, that's not what Thorindir would do.
Yeah, I was gonna say canonically, we had Thorindir coming up with the perfect disguise, and it took him 3 sessions to do it. So, but
I would love it if it was like it's some glasses and that's it. that's the perfect disguise that took 3 sessions to do.
So Thorindir thought about it and cast disguise self. And all he does, he now has a monocle and a darker mustache on top of his already beard.
I mean, look, that's pretty much like you're a different dwarf completely.
Yeah,
you know.
The Grimsbane's notorious for their excellent. You don't need to burn a spell slot for that because you've been working on this over the.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an actual monocle you were able to fashion. I think.
Yeah, it's literally like the children's fake glasses or monocle they put over the face with the mustache.
You've just snapped like a pair of glasses in half, and then you just got like one on still.
Yeah.
But he poked the lens out, so
but one. It has one lens. Yeah.
Cool. Does Thorindir want to do anything else as this two-headed creature, this two-headed giant, with just with its fist is sort of starting to barrel towards this small halfling that seems to have leapt forward into the fray.
Look, let's start off at strong. Alex, just give him a fucking dissonant whisper to his face. Wait, I'll get within 60 feet first. There you go.
I'm actually like I'm just imagining like I don't know this glasses monocle thing is making me really happy. I'm imagining like Thorndir's glasses, but like Elton John-esque, but it's got like in big writing across the top of it. It just says
Grimsbane.
Grimsbane. So you've broken one part of it off, so it just
Yeah.
says Bane. You know what I mean? Like over
Yeah.
like one of the monocle.
Yeah. Who now also we have set precedence that Dissonant Whispers is just Grimsbane. Yeah, that happens.
Cool. He's going to make a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Yeah.
Probably to preface for you, Dan, so that way you understand. We are at the town of Grim, and Thorindir's last name is Grimsbane. So he is literally the bane of these people.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So he saves with a 14 just barely, but he does still take 10 psychic damage. And sort of the two heads owl at each other. Or one of them says, "Did you feel that, Maddie? I think I felt that, Maddie. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Maddie 1? I think I am, Maddie 2. It's clobbering time." But before it's clobbering time, it's Sorn's turn.
Sorn is just going
Once
to...
again, I do have bonus action, so
Oh, sorry. I always forget about
you
that.
always skip my bonus action. I did not mean to cut you off, but
I'm gonna let you finish.
yeah. No, as I walked past and did the Grimsbane, Sorn being a new companion of mine, I tapped him on the shoulder coming past and go, "Show us what you're made of, my lad." And I gave him bardic inspiration.
Oh, all righty. I better go big for this one then. That's not going to work. It's my movement, 30 feet. Ooh.
So Thorindir, you've made it forward and kind of clambered up onto these sacks and things like that, so you can kind of just look up and over, I would say, up onto the other level there. And Sorn, you hear sort of the weird growling and howling behind you, or possibly sort of Winfred standing up behind you swearing in Gnomish. I'm not sure if you speak Gnomish, but
I do not.
yeah, it's exacerbated cries in Gnomish, punctuated by profanities in Undercommon.
Right, I understand the profanities then.
Yeah,
But I just
it's a good swearing language.
I look back over my shoulder at Winfred and just go, "I didn't know you had a filthy mouth like that." and then I'm gonna just start off by saying, anyway, oh, come on, there we go. Let's target that bad boy. So, anyways, I started blasting, and I'm gonna just throw one of these bad boys, and that is a firebolt.
14 to hit.
Yes, a 14 to hit.
The blaster sort of hits the giant square on, but it doesn't seem to phase it in the slightest. It's sort of it's stonish kind of skin. It just seems to glance off. The firebolt doesn't even leave a scorch mark.
Well,
that's suspicious.
and then I'll move my full 30 feet of movement. So 30 feet. I'll move to here just so I'm sort of in line with him for my next.
Sure. It's they're sort of up on a slightly elevation to you, but you can definitely see it because it is a giant.
Yeah, I'm just keeping contact like with the top of his head.
Yeah, for
just
sure.
so I can position him as to where I need to go.
Cool. Portly.
Well, Paulie's just going to do what Paulie does best and swoop a cunt. By doing that, he's going
It's
to.
a charity scream. You can't say the C word.
Yeah, good point. All right, sorry. Yeah.
That's $1 in the swear jar.
I literally just donated, so there you go. Preemptively just paid the swear jar. All right, perfect. I'm just going to fly right at this prick, and then use like my bonus. Can I not get over that? There we go. No, I can't. I got to go all the way around. The fun part of me flying is that I have to break the map a lot. Boom, and I'll fly up to him. So that's 75 feet.
Mhm.
Using my bonus action to use the other part of that. And then I'm just going to slice him with Talon or stab him with Talon. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong one then. I think I pressed damage instead of. There we go. 19.
19 will hit.
Beautiful.
A gleaming
I'm going
endowment.
to re-roll one of those d6s in my sneak attack damage.
Yep.
I have the piercer effect, I should say. I'll use my piercer feat.
Mm-hmm.
That's still better. So 22 damage.
Yep. 22. Let's just double check. Yep. So you fly past, piercing this giant, just sort of in the neck area of one of its heads. It's like, oh, Maddie, why'd you let us get hit? That wasn't my fault, Maddie. And the creature starts trying to just, like a kid with a butterfly, just trying to slap you.
And then I'm just going to use the last 25 feet of movement that I have to get the fuck back or get the F back. I'm good at this.
It's
charity
okay. You
gig.
can say fuck.
Okay, there. So there. Boom. The beauty of a swashbuckler, Dan, I can disengage with anything I attack.
Good on ya. All right,
Nice, rookie
and
boy.
And I noticed you obviously donated. I mean, you swore, so you had to donate, but you've also asked for a magic item delivery. What would who would you like to give it to?
Me.
Okay.
I mean, look, I am a sucker for any DLC or in-game shops. All right. The fact that you're allowing me to do that whilst also donating to charity,
Yeah.
beautiful.
This is a definite like showing of how dangerous microtransactions can be.
Oh, absolutely correct.
So you swoop in, you big swoopy boy, and sort of spear him with the rapier, and fly back. As you're flying back, you actually swoop below these parts of the stalls that are set up in the marketplace, and you kind of swoop through as one merchant is kind of haggling with a buyer, and he was holding up a sort of a big piece of parchment, kind of showing it off to his buyer and going like, yes, as you can see, like da 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 da, and you just plow right through it like it's a chase scene with a pane of glass in the middle of the alleyway, and then when you finally pull it away from your face, you realize you're holding a scroll of color spray.
Ooh, what's that? Exciting.
It's
So it's a first level spell scroll that casts the spell color spray. It's essentially pocket sand, yeah. It actually requires a pinch of powder or sand, and a dazzling array of flashing colored light springs from your hand. Roll 60-10. The total is how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect, and it essentially just blinds them. So it's like solar flare. And because it's a special charity thing, I will let you be able to cast that, even though normally you wouldn't be able to. Because it's come from the random dice roll.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. I might even throw that back to Sawn, just go, because I know he likes like scrolls and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have. Paulie would not care if it isn't shining gold or some kind of cool weapon. He doesn't care about it.
Could be shiny and gold if you throw it.
Cool.
I'll throw it back to Sawn.
Yeah.
Someone catches it and we'll pocket it.
All right. The giant lumbers towards you.
Shit. Did not get far enough.
No, and he's going to slam you with his hand.
Big owies.
Or he's trying to sort of clap at you, clap you out of the air. Does a 12 hit your
Clap
AC?
your cheeks.
A 12 does not hit my AC, no.
Interesting. Now this... okay. Do you reckon Paulie would be considered as a rock or similar object being thrown at the giant?
I don't know. I mean, yes. for the fun factor.
All right. Let's do a dexterity contest here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dexterity ability check. Okay.
Whoa, no! I bumped your one into play, so that sucked.
The Etin first tries to clap at you to try and hit you, but you're able to kind of dodge out of the way. And then it says, the creature says, Maddie grab, so colorful. And then just he latches and with a hand sort of grabs you out of the air, and you are grappled. And you are currently immobile. Cool. The actual Phineas, what do you do in your gnome body?
First off, I can't actually see anything except for my token on the map.
Oh.
All I can see is my token and the map, and I don't know where anyone else is. So I've been using Twitch to see where everything is.
Let's put some light on the subject. I realize that halflings don't have dark vision, and that could be why, but there should be plenty of light here. So,
okay,
does that fix it?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah.
Looking down at his, old weathery, deep gnome hands, he's gonna look up at this creature and he's gonna point at it and goes, "Can you smell what the flathead's been cooking?" And he's gonna try and rage, and then realize that he can't rage because he's a gnome.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh shit! Do I have a weapon next to me?"
You do pat yourself down. You have a poison dart and you have a pick, like a war pick. And you do feel some sort of magic within you. You believe that you have this sort of inherent magic of this race. You can either cast blindness, deafness, blur, disguise self, or non-detection. In fact, actually, I might just be able to... I don't know if I can just give you control of this. Probably can't.
Yeah, I don't. So that type of stuff. So are they all action for their spells? Because
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it never even used a spell before in his entire life. It just magic just happens around him. Finnery's gonna look at the dart, look at the pickaxe. He's gonna throw the dart over his shoulder because he doesn't understand it. And with the battle cry in deep speak, in undercommon, he's going to charge forward and try and smack this thing straight in the face. His battle cry is as he...
Okay. Roll me a d20 plus 4.
D20 plus 4. At 20 to hit.
20 will certainly hit. 1d8 plus 2 piercing damage for this attack.
1d8 plus 2. That'll be a big old 6 for damage.
Cool. So 6 damage, and again, you get a second attack.
Oh, excellent. It's a d20 plus 4. Can't do reckless, can I?
No.
That's a
18 will certainly hit, so d8 plus 2 again.
Excellent. No, it's a 9, so all up 15 points of damage.
Cool. All right, so Phineas, you as a gnome kind of jump into the fray and start attacking with this pick, digging away at this giant's ankle, which pieces of it fall off like it is made of stone. And then we look over and there's Winfred, or at least the body of Winfred on the docks. And he's kind of looking around surreptitiously and is like opening up what sort of bag or satchel he has and kind of starting to like open and go through his things. When there's sort of another crack of magical energy and in the air tastes like tin. And Winfred, you are back on the docks. Phineas, you are back in your body standing in front of Thorndeer on a crate. And the gnome sort of at the feet of the giant just looks up and goes like shocked at where he is and looks panicked and ready to run. Winfred,
just putting it out there, I fucking hated the movie Freaky Friday. Just my turn, is it?
Yeah.
Are we back at the top? All right, fantastic. I, Winfred, would like to go into a rage. Because I already have a pretty decent idea of what's going on. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to roll for wild magic.
You roll for your wild rage.
I've got vines. I hate this form. All right. We're on a dock, aren't we?
That's right. Yeah.
So I sort of like Winfred. I Winfred. I'm just going to keep calling myself that just to make things very clear. But I sort of snap back into my body and hunch over and sort of throw up a little bit because of all of the like switching bodies and shit. And I look down at the seaweed in the water next to me, and my body turns into seaweed within me and 15 feet of me. So what people see is basically just like a 10-foot swamp monster coming toward them, going to fight this this Etten over here. How tall is an Etten?
This giant in particular is at least sort of 20 feet tall, I think.
Okay, so he's twice as tall as me.
2 and a bit times, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to lumber toward. Oh God, I can move 40 feet. So I'm going to do that. So how far can I move? I'm going to sort of like lumber over here next to Phineas on the ground. As like, oh, hang on, why am I colliding with walls? Am I?
That is a different level. So you'd have to climb up.
That is a different level, is it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so
Can I
it's probably
climb?
going to take like,
Can I?
take like sort of double your speed to climb up over that for sure.
Cool. Can I climb up on top of that wall so I can like,
Yep.
yeah, just land there? That's fine. Can I use my bonus action for anything in this form, or is it just?
You tell me.
Flowers and vines temporarily grow around you until your rage ends. The ground within 15 feet of you is difficult terrain for your enemies.
Or what would you like it to do? I think it's probably more. I'm a generous and fair and wise.
15 feet is about there. Look, what I would like to be able to do with vines is sort of like effectively cast like a low level entangle, and see if I can't just like stop things from moving, or something of the sort. Considering this is one of those forms where like I can't use my bonus action for anything.
I'll allow it. Sounds good. So
Cool.
grasping weeds and vines start sprouting in a 20-foot square from a point within 90 feet of you. Where would you like them to appear?
Underneath the Etten's feet. Like I specifically just want to grab his ankles.
Yeah. So it is 20 feet is a reasonable size. But we'll say that you're sort of able to sprout these up. Actually, Paulie's in the air, so
I'm
really
grappled. I'm in
Yeah.
hand.
so let's see. The giant does need to make a strength saving throw or be restrained.
Okay.
It is good at that though.
Yeah.
But not today. So the giant is sort of like holding Paulie in one hand, looking around for a tall stalagmite to climb up. And vines start sort of wrapping around his legs, holding him in place just as he was about to sort of walk off and climb up one of these buildings. And so, yeah, he's currently restrained.
Oh, fantastic. All right, we have a restrained at. I can't attack from this range, so I think that's my turn for now.
You can use your action to dash if you would like.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll dash right beside him.
Cool.
So to about there. Yeah, that'll do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I suppose I'll. Look, I've got 2 attacks, but I can't use.
Second attack is after your first attack.
Yeah. My 2 attacks is like one after the other, isn't it? Okay, cool. That's fine. I'll end my turn there.
Cool. Thorindir.
Indeed. Okay. Now I had a quick question. This gentleman's 2 heads, right? Is
Yeah.
it 2 separate people in one body, or is it like how are you classifying this?
Give me an insight check.
I just want to know if a skill will work on it the way I'm thinking. 17.
Yeah. So, the creature appears to be in 2 minds.
2 minds?
2 minds. Yeah.
Awesome. Alrighty. Then
It is arguing with itself sometimes, as it's like, "You got us into this mess, Maddie." It's like, "No, I'm the real Maddie. I didn't get us into this mess."
Yeah, awesome. So theoretically, I cast Crown of Madness on one of the heads.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Things across. Yeah, and then so if it must succeed a Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then when it attacks, I command it to attack another creature other than itself, which would be the head opposite it.
Sure. It does get a 22 on its Wisdom save, though.
Shit!
But what is probably more what you notice is the crown starts to come down and sort of splits into 2, and you try and sort of place it on both heads with the song that you do, and you almost see it's almost as if there's already a jagged crown over these heads. It's it's almost like you're trying to put out a fire with fire here. There is already some kind of magical madness on this creature.
I yell out to the boys quickly in succession. There appears to be another kind of devilish magic on this creature. It might not be doing this on its own.
Oh, Jeremy, thank you very much for the $11. Going straight to Beyond Blue. Thanks, Jez. Yeah, so Thorindir, now I'm not going to forget your bonus action this time. Do you have a bonus action?
I'll hold on to my bonus actions at this point.
Okay. Sorn, you hear Thorindir yell that there's devilish magics afoot, possibly some kind of chaotic evil magics. As we'll look in. Please tell us what you do next, Sorn, as it is your turn.
Sorn will yell back, and just as I was thinking of learning restoration magic, and then I'll use all of my movement to get up above the wall. If you could put me on the other side of that, please.
Sorry.
There we go. I'll just jump up onto this barrel. And then, now that I'm up here, I'm gonna continue to keep blasting. And I'm gonna let go a 3rd level witch bolt.
Okay. Let me just double check something here.
That is a 22 to hit for 30 damage.
You have advantage with that because it is restrained. It can't step out of the way of this attack.
All right. Well, let's just do that again.
A 22 will hit, but if you want to fish...
just fish for more damage. Nope, I'll take the 22.
Yeah. So 30 lightning damage as this sort of this bolt of magical energy flies out from your spear, and it actually sort of, I believe, changes color sort of in the air, and then eventually sort of coalesces into a blue lightning bolt that strikes, and there's sort of a clap of thunder as it strikes the stone giant.
Yeah, and then I'll that's it. I will end my turn there. I'm just saying to Thorindir, how is it did you say it? Take him, dude.
Take him, dude.
And I'll just end my turn there.
Cool. Paulie, you are grabbed by a giant who is grabbed by vines. You are currently grappled. Your speed is 0, though your arms and wings are somewhat free. You can, of course, use your action to break out of the grapple, or continue attacking, or even maybe something else.
I'm just going to start stabbing. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, just start stabbing. I'm going to stab with a talon as my main attack. Is that with advantage or no?
Not. Oh yeah, it is with advantage because yeah, for sure.
Thank God, because that roll was terrible. That was no better. One better.
You can feel your hollow bird bones creaking, and there's sort of like a squeaky toy sound from the as you you're not able to sort of get the rapier around to get a good slice in. As every time he squeezes you, your arms and wings kind of flap up and down like an action toy.
His eyes pop out a little bit.
Can I try and use that kukri, the boom cree?
Sure. Let me.
I don't have an item for it, obviously. Yeah.
Let me put it into your character sheet, and you can use it. You're using D&D Beyond, right?
That is correct. Yes.
Where are we? Tats and Trasks. I didn't want to put it in there because until you figured out what it was, obviously.
Yep. It's basically it's what I really wanted anyway.
Probably lucky I handed it back before the wandering monster appeared.
That's very true. Yep.
Here we go. Cool. Do you want to refresh your?
Done and done. Oh, I have nothing. There we go. Talon. Oh, there we go. So Talon wasn't equipped. Pistol. Okay, sweet. Exandria. Yes, sweet. So pistol's just the boom cree.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and shoot one of its heads.
As you rattle it, you hear what sounds like three balls inside it.
Perfect. Okay, cool.
Cool. So roll to attack with that one.
Is that with advantage as well?
Yeah.
My God. Man, no luck.
What is whenever you make an attack roll with a firearm, the dice and the dice roll is equal to or lower than the weapon's misfire score. The weapon misfires. No, it doesn't misfire. Okay, so you trying to you pull the boom cree out of a bandolier and try and aim it at one of these two heads and fire. But you're obviously not used to this weapon. It's not like a crossbow. It has an incredible amount of kick. And you feel an explosion go off in your hand. You look down. Luckily, you're still holding this thing. And then in the distance, you see sort of a piece of the one of the stalagmite buildings, sort of the chimney of one of these smithy halls explode, and bits of stone go cracking off.
That's so cool.
All right, the stone giant that is holding you is going to try and hit Winfred with you.
Jesus.
Winfred, does a 23 hit?
There's a 23 hit. You're just fucking teasing me now. Yeah, of course it hits.
So you and Paulie take 26 bludgeoning damage.
Crap. And what's?
Is there any way I can uncanny dodge that?
Divided by 2. 13. I take 13 damage.
Excellent question. What does uncanny dodge let you do?
So,
Dodge uncannily.
when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use a reaction to halve the attack's damage against you. Maybe the flapping of the wings. I'm just like, put the wings around me.
Yeah, I'll allow it for sure.
So is that 26? You said so. Down
26 total. Yeah. So cool. Now, Phineas, I believe you are sort of back in your body, and thanks to a donation in the chat, you get a magic item.
Oh yes. Back in my body. So I wasn't hit, and I didn't hit anything whilst I was in. Whilst Winifred was in my body. Is my rage still up, or do I have to re-rage?
Currently, yes, because he only raged for you last turn. So it didn't wear off in the turn that you raged, but you will need to hit something this turn.
To rage.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. I'm just gonna look over to my little summon thing from when Winifred raged for me, and I'm just gonna say, "Oh, Mr. Flume, you look different. Go float over to that guy if you can, and then explode." All right. I'm going to rush forward. You say magic item?
Yes. As you look at this sort of small bear with wings that's floating in the air there, he pulls out a small picnic basket, opens it up, and hands you a thermos, which inside is a potion of greater healing.
Ooh, that could come in handy. That poor parrot fellow looks mighty uncomfortable. I put that in my pocket. Thank you very much. And I'm going to rush forward to the Etten. I'm just not going to step on anyone else. And I'm going to go all in with both of my attacks. Wacky, wacky, and then roll to attacky. Here we go. First one, if it comes through, there we go.
Oh,
That's a natural 20 to hit.
brilliant.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So that is 14 damage with the critical there. As you sort of slice into this stone giant with just the stone giant's ankles with the great axe.
Yes. And then
roll again with advantage because it's still being held by Winfred's seaweedy vines.
fantastic. One moment. I was using D&D Beyond and it was porting over, but it's all good. Done. Let's see how this goes. Okay, didn't ask me for auto advantage, but it's a 22, and then I got to roll again to see if I can get that another natural 20, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Not quite, but 22 is certainly enough to hit, and you gouge into this thing and deal 13 points of damage, cutting away at its ankles, and it sort of howls, and it's like, Maddie, what are you doing? Maddie, no! Maddie, get out! Maddie, save yourself! As it rampages around.
Can I, with my bonus action, kind of try and palm the potion of healing to the poor the poor feathered fellow who's getting slammed into the bear dude, who's now a swamp monster?
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow that. So you sort of like throw up the potion of greater healing. Paulie, your hands are full with a rapier in one hand and a boomstick in another. This sort of thermos of healing potion rises up in front of you. What do you do?
I'm just gonna try and grab it with my beak.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna Zorro this crap. Let's go. Just try and neck it.
Give me a dex saving throw.
15.
Yeah, so you get it in the beak like a pelican, just sort of and start. You're able to kind of just open up the gullet, open the throat, relax the jaw, and sort of this potion starts making its way down your gullet. What is the greater healing potion? I should probably know that.
4d4?
Yeah, 4d4 plus 4.
4d4 plus 4. Okay. 4d4. 12, 16. Thank you very much. That puts me back up to full health. Yes. And then I'm just gonna try and spit it into I spit the thermos into the giant's face. You know, ultimate
bounces
disrespect.
off one of its heads.
Yeah.
Kind of looks at you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. While this is happening, you hear the flapping of wings, sort of the sculling of wings in the air. And each of you look up and you see sort of what light there is between the hazes of smoke. You see sort of the smoke that's rising up into the upper areas of the chamber get sort of sculled away by the wind. And you see the glint of ruby scales as sort of a large winged creature, the shadow of a winged creature, flies around above the smoke and the smog.
It's another dragon.
Winfred.
Alrighty. Okay. Let's have a look and assess the situation. So Paulie's free from a grasp. Is he?
No,
he's still held.
no, mate. I straight up scruffed that Etten, you know what I mean? Like, and just sculled in his face.
Yep. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is I want to do is this. I want to like attack the Etten in his knee, so I can get Paulie to a point where I can cast bolster magic on him. So I'm going to use my Warhammer to attack. I'm going to use Great Weapon Master to attack.
Endowment.
So it's
Thank you, Aaron.
So it's God, what am I? I think it's like -5 and +10 or something like that.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah. So I'm just going to roll 2 of those. 22 and 18, so 13 and 17. Does either of those hit his AC?
Well, we take the higher one. 17 just hits.
No. Oh no, those are my 2 attack rolls.
You have advantage because he is grasped.
Oh.
He spent his turn attacking instead of trying to get out of your entangling roots.
I see. I forgot about those. Yeah, all right, cool. so does the
17 just hits as you crack him in the knee with the Warhammer.
Cool. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Great Weapon Master.
Yeah, he's even brought down to one knee, so there's sort of one knee in prime position. As these sort of these seaweed is growing out of the cracks in the ground, drawing him closer and closer to an easy shot. Roll damage.
I cannot seem to be able to roll damages in the Foundry. It seems to be bugging out for me, so I'm going to try and do it through D&D Beyond.
Okay.
So I'm going to do like a 2-handed swing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to roll for those damages. I'm not sure if that came through on Foundry, but it came through on D&D Beyond. And I got an 11.
Oops.
So an 11 plus 10 be 22.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I want to shatter this guy's kneecap. Are we planning on killing him, or are we just like telling him to bugger off?
I reckon we knock him unconscious. You know, just break his kneecap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just break his kneecap. Just send a message, right? So yeah, Foundry's bugging out on me, so I'm just gonna have to do this. So I smack his kneecap, and basically what I do is I'll do just like a big 2-handed swing, like straight down on the top of his kneecap, and shift it out of place and completely shatter it. And then I wanted to, like, once he's like on the ground and dropped Paulie, I wanted to use my second attack to smack him in the head. So basically I'm just gonna look him dead in the eye with his broken kneecap, and I'm just gonna be like, "Don't come back."
So you crack him in the kneecap. He lets go of Paulie as he kind of falls to the ground, clutching at his knee, yelling, "No, Maddie, my football career!" And the other head is like, "No, Maddie, we could have gone pro." And he's sort of writhing about on the ground. And it's at about that moment, a number of Duragar soldiers arrive, and the squad of 3 Duragar guards arrive on the scene and sort of look around gruffly at the at the thing in front of them, and you notice that like they go and each 2 of them, one of them sort of overlooking the giant and kind of looking at each of you, weapon held, and the other 2 go and start asking Duragar shopkeepers and going and talking and conferring with them.
Would I be able to try something?
Sure.
I would like to walk up to the one who looks like he is in charge out of the 3, like the most senior of the 3, and I just want to flash the black card that I got last session.
Yeah, so you flash the card, and he kind of takes a look at it, takes a look at you, and in undercommon says, "Stand back, Drow. This is Duragar business."
All right, fair enough. And then I'll just say, "Yep, no worries, mate," and I make my way back over to Thorndir, and just stand by Thorndir.
After a moment or two, out of the area, sort of past this sort of stone gate that had been exploded open by this giant, another giant figure looms out of the smog and the smoke. This one though is walking slowly, perhaps with purpose, and stands by the sort of Duragar guard that looks like he's in charge. Let us put people on the map here just so we can.
What about that red scaly thing up the top too? Can I chuck a perception check to see where the hell that was?
Sure. Yeah, give me a perception check.
Would you be able to see it?
24, I could. Hopefully.
No, I mean, do you have dark vision? Because it's dark.
Yeah, I got dark vision goggles.
Okay, yeah, true. You do.
You are able to kind of track where it is beyond in the smoke, and it seems to sort of settle down and land on one of the houses in the city. And you can only kind of make out its form through all the smoke and the smog until you actually see sort of an illumination of flame, a bright red light light up the beyond in the smoke. You still can't make out any real shape, but it seems like it's almost blowing fire on or into one of the houses.
Right.
And then you notice that the wind moves again, and the dragon takes flight. And that house it was in, the furnace seems to be glowing brighter.
Okay, cool. All right. So probably not going to just burn the place down. Cool.
He's not Venom, Chad. We're good. Because I was full well ready to become another dragon's bitch. It's okay. I'm good at that.
The giant that has arrived sort of confers a little bit with the Duragar captain, and then sort of steps forward and kneels down beside the giant with 2 heads, and sort of is comforting Maddie, and sort of like there, it's okay. Maddie's rolling around, clutching his knee, and he says, it's going to be okay. We're going to take care of you all. They're speaking, I guess, in sort of deep speech or in giant. So if any of you understand those languages, you kind of make out that this one that is rocked up says, "Yes, it is me. It is Dorun. It's going to be okay. Look, you had a bit of an accident. We're going to get you back to the cairn. Come, yep." And it starts sort of like helping him up and puts his arm around the shoulder and helps him limp through the city back the way they came.
I'm pretty happy we didn't kill it now.
Yeah. Does this giant look to be like it's like gained its sanity back now?
One of the heads or both the heads on it are still kind of like lolling around, and it doesn't really seem conscious.
Okay. I want to just communicate with the other giant as best as possible that we don't mean it harm. We were just defending ourselves. And if it needs healing to just contact me and I will come and heal.
Winfred sort of like gets the hammer that still has the blood of his knee on it and tries to like hide it behind him, kind of just like. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I'm essentially just going to offer up my services for healing if need be. If they need extra help for healing the giant once it's gained its sanity back.
What language do you say this in?
I'm trying to confer it in a way that it would understand, but not really vocally because I don't understand giant. So I'm just like I will. Point
it's a pretty complicated thing to do non-verbally.
I know what I'll do. I will gesture to the giant, and then my hand will start to glow, and I will cast a first level cure wounds on Winfred. Mm-hmm. And then gesture at the giant's knee to be like, I could do this for him. And for Winfred, that is 9 points of healing.
Thanks. I'm just fixing my lights.
All right. So the giant sort of is sort of hoisting up his unconscious friend, helping sort of carry him away a little bit, and sort of sees this, or you get his attention. He sees this take place. And he kind of seems to understand what's going on, and confers with the stone guard, the captain, before walking the giant, the unconscious giant, the Maddies, away. The captain sort of walks up to you, Sorn, through the crowd and says, the stone speaker, speaking to you in Undercommon, the stone speaker says that he is grateful and asks that you visit them in Cairngorm Cavern before you leave the city. And he sort of barks out something in to the other Duragar, and they stop sort of questioning the other merchants. They look at sort of each of you, and then they form up ranks and walk off.
I'll make a note of that, and I will I'll relay that to the party and just say before we leave here, I have to make a stop.
Speaking of making a stop, let's take a quick break there, so we can refresh and fill up water bottles and whatnot. Yeah. And also, Thorindir, I haven't forgotten about your magic item. We will deal with that as soon as we come back. And for everyone else at home, you can obviously donate to Beyond Blue all of this month. We're doing the Crossing the Streams promotion. We're raising money for Beyond Blue. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're raising money for that cause, and it is an excellent cause you can get behind. You can click the link in the chat for the Crossing the Streams charity event to donate that money, and there's a little bit more information about the charity as well, obviously Beyond Blue being an excellent cause. We're going to be right back, and don't go anywhere. We'll see you then. Bye-bye. would rejoin into our friends here in the Underdark as we return. Thank you very much for bearing with us. We're back, everybody. The aftermath of a giant that has collapsed to the ground, been taken away by its dear friend. We have a moment here to our heroes and their friend, their new friend, the halfling. Whenever Winfred and Phineas, you kind of step a little bit close to each other, the hairs raise on both of you. There's a little bit of a static electricity kind of moment. And the little Yogi bear, the Boo Boo bear that was sort of floating around, puffs out of existence. And where it was, Aaron, can you roll me a d20, please?
Yeah. D20. Why did that roll 2? I apologize.
So I'll take the first one, which is a 2. Cool. And now roll the d100 for me, please.
Yeah.
$84. So Boo Boo sort of floats back over towards where you are, Phineas, and as he kind of floats over there, there's sort of he kind of gets swirled about by the sort of invisible chaotic storm that's flowing around you and Winfred right now, and then Boo Boo just goes puffs into steam, and there's sort of a small kind of explosion of light, and Thorndeer flying into your grasp, you kind of catch with both hands. There's sort of a clink as the sound of pottery hits diamond, and you are holding a alchemy jug.
Yeah.
Who wants some mayonnaise?
So an alchemy jug, for those of you playing at home, the ceramic jug appears to be holding a gallon of liquid and weighs 12 pounds, whether full or empty. Sloshing sounds can be heard from within the jug when you shake it, even if it's empty. You can use an action and name one liquid from the table below to cause the jug to produce the chosen liquid. Afterwards, you can uncork the jug as an action, pour that liquid out up to 2 gallons a minute. Essentially, you can make acid, poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar, water, fresh water, salt water, or wine.
You got to do honey for Winfred.
Oh, we're gonna have to pair this jug with our living keg that we have.
Joke's on you. It's all health potion. No. Yeah, awesome sauce. Literally a big old barrel of whatever sauce.
Big old barrel of sauce.
Okay.
Can I turn to Winifred? It's like, hi. Does this happen a lot that you guys just all of a sudden like have to fight a giant?
I mean, that really depends on the narrator. He sort of like dictates what we do on a regular basis. It really goes into like the simulacrum versus the simulacrum. But yeah, no, it sort of happens every now and again.
Yeah, just for a heads up, real quick. Winfred's really good at breaking the fourth wall. He's the only one
that's
figured it
totally
out.
fine. Phineas looks at you and he's
I gotta put $1 in the jar now. Fuck, damn it, Sophie.
Is that for breaking the fourth wall or for swearing?
That's for talking about simulacrum versus simulacrum.
Okay.
You did it again.
Sorry,
No,
Phineas.
fuck off. All right. No.
Phineas looks at you and he goes, I don't understand what those two S words mean, but like you have a narrator and he too.
I like that we're both insane. This is great. I mean, like, you're gonna have to ask the narrator about that one. I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happens where you come from, but like where we come from, we have narrator, but for some reason I'm the only one that's been able to listen to him.
Hey, I wonder
And
if
occasionally he'll like throw monsters at us.
I wonder if this one speaks to us. Hang on a second. Sorry, I almost went into your voice. I don't know why that happened. Narrator, can you hear me? It's your boy Phineas.
At this point, Thorindir goes to Paulie. Yes, it is me. God.
Oh shit! Did you hear that? Shit!
Hello, I am God.
Hello, yeah, no, I'm other god. Just, take your pants off and slap the bear.
Oh, but he's my friend. Is this how the story's supposed to go?
It's how he welcomes. It's how he says thank you in the bear land.
Can I make an insight check? Can I make like a perception check or something to see if it's actually the narrator or if it's just Paulie being a dick?
Only you can answer that question.
Alright,
Jacob.
God, I hope you roll a 1.
I'm just gonna roll a straight D20. How's that sound?
Sure.
Damn it!
Winfrey goes over and punches Paulie.
Phineas looks
Don't
over.
talk shit about the narrator.
Phineas looks over because he's really low everything stats, but that has nothing to do with strength. He has his pants down to his knees already. It wasn't the narrator.
As this is taking place, you notice a Duragar in sort of red robes sort of walks up to you and says in Undercommon, I am Flame Garokta Zundun. You have been summoned to the Father of Flame, the ever-burning, the Foundry's Heart, the Wormsmith. You will follow me.
His driver's license must be real complicated.
I was going
I
to
think he's
say,
got a pilot's license.
Can I just whisper to Thorindir and go like, do you know who the hell that bloody guy is?
I think he just said his name.
Like, I do not speak this language. You speak.
I do.
In fact, Phineas
maybe
and
speak-
Winfred still can only understand deep speech, Sylvan, and Abyssal, based on sort of the terrible. So they're having a conversation with each other that none of you can understand, I believe. But Sorn, you certainly understand the Duragar priest that seems to have walked
Okay.
up.
Can I will just reiterate the point of the Durga priest, both to everyone in the party, because I also speak Abyssal. So I'll just go through the languages that I know and repeat it in like each of the languages.
Oh yeah,
Just
like
so
an
everyone understands.
Do Ara Cochrane.
No, that's Banjo Kazooie.
One just stands there scratching his head. He's like, I tried.
It's like he does. He goes. Paulie just looks really offended and then just slaps him. Like,
Someone's just
how dare you
puzzled.
call my mother that?
You gain static electricity back. You slap me, shocking grass, just like
Yeah.
don't slap the thunder god's chosen. And yeah, I'll just say, all right, we have to go speak to the wormsmith. I don't know what that is. Is he a giant worm? Is he a dragon? Is he a man? We will never know until we get there.
Cool. Well, I reckon we bloody go.
So he sort of turns and walks away. You are as you're sort of walking through the town of the city of Grim. You're walking past lots of foundries, forges, marketplaces, and you actually hit a point at the edge of the marketplace where there are sort of these big open gates, but sort of a big wall and fencing with guards there, and they don't bat an eye as the priest walks through, but then as you go to walk through, they bar your path. And then after a few moments, the priest kind of comes back, talks to them for a moment, and they kind of begrudgingly let you through, and you follow along with this priest.
As I walk past, I'll pull an important face, just like, just on my way through.
Phineas will copy the face, but he doesn't know how to look serious. So he's like,
This is really smug.
It takes a few minutes, so maybe a half an hour.
Gleaming
Ooh.
endowment.
Thank you, Jacob.
I'm
hell
gonna
yeah.
be completely honest with you. It was really bothering me seeing like a really odd number
yeah, thank you. It was-
sit there for that, so I just like rounded it up.
so
Perfect. Well-
with that one, that means we hit 2,000.
We hit $2,000 for Beyond Blue, so thank you very much
Hell
for
yeah.
contributing. Very good job. We're not done though. We're going to keep going, and we're going to keep raising money as we're only
Oh,
at the
hell
start of
yeah,
the second
absolutely.
week.
Bells to the year.
In fact, I am going to put to a sort of a stretch goal into the competition here, especially because it's not a competition, but I do want us to raise the most money out of all the four groups that are raising money. If we hit $3,000, which will be the next stretch goal, I will add a Star Wars Edge of the Empire stream. So running the Star Wars
Yay!
game into the schedule. So
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm in for that.
So the crew of the Cryat Fang will return, and we'll play Star Wars Edge of the Empire, and we'll get some guests on from
Very excited.
from the other streams. So, but thank you. Did you have a boon that you wanted to contribute?
Oh,
Jacob?
do I want a boon?
Magical items for everybody.
Let's look at our boons.
I mean, $33 and above is a Wandering Monster, or of course you can just kind of take one
Oh
of the lower
fuck it! You know
perks.
what? Everybody gets a magical item. You get a magical item, and you get a magical
hell
item.
yeah.
You get a magical item.
All right. Yeah, let's
I'm on
do
the
it.
magic table. Daddy wants a pistol.
So 5 magic items. Can I get each of you to roll a? Jacob, I'll get you to roll a d20 for me.
Cool. I'm just imagining that all of these coming out of wild magic, so like this is gonna be really fun to roleplay. I rolled an 11.
Okay. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want each of you to roll a d100
Endowment.
for me. Actually, no, sorry, more than that. D277. And did we just get another donation as
Yeah,
well?
we did. Yeah, we did, and she's a good bean.
Hell yeah.
Cool. So you guys got two D277s. This can just take a hot minute. So
All right, I rolled a 30.
93.
246.
all right, let's go backwards. So a 30 from Phineas is so as Winfred and Phineas, like, their rage kind of wears off as they're walking along. You, Phineas, get these sort of heavy gauntlets of brown iron start forging themselves around your hands. They're in the shape of an Umber Hulk's claws, and they fit the wearer's hands and forearms all the way up to the elbow. While wearing both claws, you gain a burrowing speed of 20 feet, and you can tunnel through solid rock at a rate of 1 foot per round.
Goddamn.
You can use the claws as a melee weapon when wearing it. You have proficiency with it, and it deals 1d8 slashing damage on a hit. It is based on your strength modifier.
Is this on my? Is this my magical item? Is it?
No, this was Phineas who rolled the 30.
Oh, this is Phineas. Right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
As his rage starts to subside, you just hear. Oh, sorry guys, I get a little bit gassy when my rage goes away. Sorry. Oh, I got cool things.
There is a somewhat ethereal nature about them, as you think that perhaps the narrator is going to rip them away from you when this month is over. Let's see, Sorn, you got a 93.
93.
You get a dark spider silk cloak starts making its way. Winfred sort of shakes off the seaweed, and a bunch of it sort of slaps you in the face, and it sort of and it sort of falls down upon you and sort of seems to weave itself and knit itself into a cloak. It is a cloak of elven kind that also grants resistance to fire damage while you wear it, and it is a Pawafui of fire resistance.
Sorry, that was me again. Poor feet. Sorry.
Paulie got a 2, 4, 6. Your sword starts to sort of turn black. The blade starts to blacken, and this it sort of starts to stretch and change into a scimitar, which is actually probably very upsetting for you.
That's really upsetting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another shitty rapier that can be turned into a scimitar, please.
That's the way that's the way it goes sometimes on the random
Damn
table.
it.
You get the Acheron blade scimitar, and the black blade of the sword is crafted from a mysterious arcane alloy. You get a +1 bonus to attack rolls made with this weapon. While the sword is on your person, you are immune to effects that turn undead. You can use an action to give yourself temporary hit points. When you hit a creature with an attack using this weapon, you can fill the target with unsettling dread. The target has disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. The creature ignores this effect if it is immune to being frightened. It is a finesse weapon, so you can use your dex.
Okay, great.
And it is light, so at least it doesn't fuck you over too much there.
Great.
Thorindir got a 75. And I've put the name of the item in the chat so you can try and find it. Oh wow, I could not make this up. Your dulcimer,
Yeah.
Thorindir, starts sort of changing. Its shape changes just from sort of this wave of magic from Phineas and Winfred, and it turns into a lyre. The lyre of building, in fact. While holding this lyre, you can cast mending as an action. You can also play the lyre as a reaction when an object or structure you can see within 300 feet of you takes damage. And you can play the lyre to cast fabricate, move earth, pass wall, or summon construct.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, excuse my French.
And then, what was Winfred's one? Winfred, can you roll a D277 for me?
Okay. Hang on. There was a /R.
1D2. Oh, space 1D277. I think.
1D277.
Yeah. 35.
35. And I also got an 11 on that D20 roll from before, whatever that was for.
Yeah, so that shows the table, and then I've now rolling the items from this table.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, go on.
You in Winfred's hand, you're talking about this narrator. He's always talking about dice for some reason. And you kind of think you open your hand, your paw, and inside is a 12-sided metal die that is 12 inches across and bears the numbers 1 through 12 engaged on its pentagonal sides. The dodecahedron contains arcane clockwork mechanisms that whir and click whenever thrown. Can be hurled up to 60 feet as an action, and you can feel magic, your wild magic within it.
Cool.
A random magical effect occurs when the die comes to a rest after rolling across the ground for at least 10 feet. If an effect requires a target and no eligible target is within range, nothing happens. Spells cast by the dodecahedron require no components. You roll a d12 and consult the following table to determine its effect. This is the dodecahedron of doom.
Oh, charming name.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully I can leave it all for you to find those in D&D Beyond.
I've got it.
Yeah.
This is giving me so many more abilities.
I've got mine.
And so, yeah, thank you, Jacob, for donating to an excellent cause, and hopefully this adds a little bit of fun randomness over the next hour or so. And I think we received another donation during that time as well.
Yeah, we got $100 from a Pippa.
So, what a beautiful. Oh yeah, Pippa. Thank you very much. That is above and beyond.
Yeah,
anything we.
that's the girl I went on a date with yesterday.
Aw, that's super sweet. That's so cute. Pippa, if you're in the chat, obviously just let us know what you would like to happen to this game, and we'll make that. I'll try and make that happen either within the next hour or, of course, over the coming sessions we've got over the next couple of weeks, as the entire month is Mental Awareness Month, and we'll definitely try and make it something special. However, while that's happening, the party finds themselves in a cavern. Where's my little notes here? The Durgar priest leads you to a building carved from stone just outside a huge cave entrance. The ground trembles slightly, and a thunderous voice echoes against every wall. And you start making your way down the stairs.
Am I allowed to move my token? Because I always do it too early.
Yes, you may start moving.
Yeah.
You're still being kind of led down, and
that map.
let's for everyone playing at home, let's zoom out a little bit here. Let's that and go. Okay. Gartoka, the voice calls as a reptilian behemoth comes into view. Its scales, the color of lava, its bright yellow eyes glowing in the shadows of the cave before coming into the light. You didn't say I was having surfaces for dinner today? The dragon chuckles at his own wit. His massive body gives the distinct impression that he's a little bit overweight, indicating his eating habits haven't done well for him. The Duragar priest says to you as he sort of comes to a halt, "Foreigners, meet the father of flame, the ever-burning, the foundry's heart, Thembachaud, the wormsmith of Grastulach."
Then Chad.
Wait a second.
Sorry,
Is he now
did you
Ember
say? Did you just say chode? Sorry.
Themba Chad?
Emberchode.
Oh my god.
Chode.
Good.
It sounds a little bit like the Ember Chad. Yes.
All right,
Perfect.
that's getting added to my sheet.
Ember Chad. Done.
I'm marking it down
All right.
as Ember Chode.
Yeah. The dragon in Dwarven says, "Gotta talk, leave us. I have business with these surfaces. Do not bother us." They have something very special for me. And as you all sort of move forward, move down, I'm going to move you all a little bit closer here.
I have cautiously approached. I'm not stepping off of this bridge.
Yeah. Paulie, you probably notice that
There's hordes of gold.
there's a massive horde behind this dragon.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Piles of coins, uncountable, especially from where you're standing. Opals, jewels, chests, and whatnot.
Can I try and roll a perception check to just guess how much there is there, and then how old this dragon is?
Sure.
He wants to wait for him to die and take his money.
No. I'm wondering how hard or easy it is going to be to kill him.
Oh god. Red dragons are very hard.
I will say,
Damn it.
Phineas is thinking the exact same thing.
Yep. Do you want to also roll a perception check for me, Phineas?
I can do that.
I think the gold is just getting me a little bit too excited.
Let it be a 13 minus 1 for a 12.
Yeah, so Paulie, you're definitely taken aback. You're not even looking at the dragon. You're just trying to count the gold, but you keep like losing count. Because you're just you keep trying to section off like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you get up to like, 100 coins. You're like, 100, fuck, and you keep losing count. Phineas, you're a little bit more aware of the dragon. You definitely think it is old. You're not really sure how old. And the hoard itself behind this dragon, incalculable. You definitely think it's in the thousands. Could be more.
Yeah, he gets to about 10, and then he runs out of fingers, and then he's wearing shoes, so he can't count his toes, so he has to stop.
Literally like what Winfred would do.
It's good having another wild magic barbarian.
I know,
in the group.
right? It's great.
The worm kind of leans in towards you lot at the bridge and says, and kind of waits and like watches the Duragar priest leave, and says, "And do not come in until we are done. Any of you try come in invisible, you will be turned to ash." Now, what do you bring to the almighty Emberchard?
Sorry, Dan. One thing. When we got all of our items from did we have time to attune to them while we were walking in?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I do have fire resistance now. That's good. Just need to make sure. As for what did I bring, I don't think I have anything to give to Emberchard. I'll offer him up. I do not have anything to give you, but I could try and put on a show for you. Display of sorts.
Oh,
Phineas's ears perk up because being a entertainer background, he's like, "Ooh, show."
it does get terribly boring here. I don't go out as much, part to light the fires. But it has to be a treasure worthy of the King of Flame.
A treasure worthy, you say? My dear lad, I'm indeed worthy. And Thurndee whips out the lyre now, I guess, and plays him this song of his people. Whips out and plays and tells a ballad of the legendary Thorndeer Grimsbane.
All right,
I'm
give me
I'm just imagining it's to the tune of like Paradise City. In that city.
Doom.
Take me down to an Underdark city.
Can I like assist him on this one?
I'll guidance that as
by
well.
being a backup dancer. Like a backup dancer by doing like cool like flips.
You're gonna have to, because that was the worst shot.
Yeah, no,
I've
you
had
gotta
in my life.
You've got a guidance to roll with whatever your whatever of the two you have, because you've got an advantage.
I'm happy we said that before you rolled too.
I know.
Can I come up behind him as well? This squat little bearded dwarf fellow, and I'll just start flexing. Because I have the gladiator entertainer background, and I'm gonna start flexing behind him, and I'll reach out and I'll do like this one, but I'll bop him on the head, and I'll use my what is it? The one that gives you the D3 of using this. That's the
Bolster magic.
Bolstering magic. So you got a D3 to add to any.
You got guidance. You got a D3, and you got basically. I feel like we've all just joined in to help.
Advantage plus D4
Is
plus
it okay?
D3.
Is it okay if I give him advantage there?
This is some like Square Enix power friendship bullshit right here.
Well, I've already got a 19. So 19 plus what?
Plus D4 plus D3.
Winfred's not joining in on this bolster magic just because like his wild magic has done enough fuckery this session, and I don't want to screw it up.
23.
But you in the chat can trigger a wild magic surge at any time just by donating $8 to Beyond Blue.
If you guys weren't
how
gonna,
much, sorry?
Yeah, I was totally ready to wipe everyone's memories of that in a second and continue on.
25.
25.
Cool.
Excellent. Yeah. So break me off a taste of this song, Thorindir. Whilst it looks like Finry's sort of standing behind you, JoJo posing.
Like, like literally starts to fucking. I probably this Akadaka fucking. Oh no, fucking. We were doing Guns N' Roses, weren't we?
Yeah.
Fucking, you were welcome to the jungle then, fucking.
Welcome to the Grimsbane. We've got fun and games now.
we smoked down Blendon. No, what is it? What was it? We're the goddamn freaking the Grimsbanes. Welcome to the Grimsbanes. And what's his town called again?
It's the city of Grim.
Grim.
Yeah.
And then bringing Grim to their knees and then their knees. Yeah, no, something like that.
Absolutely. The dragon kind of, clapping. It sort of rolled onto its side. It's sort of, it's sort of clapping, just going like, yes, tapping its tail along with the beat. It sort of it sort of rolls out like a cat, sort of scratching itself on its many gold coins, and says, "I knew when I saw you that you had talent because I am smart and I know these things. That is an excellent gift you have given me, the song. You must now never play it for anybody else, as it is mine, and it will join my horde."
Indeed. And Thorindir whips out a note and just scrolls some music on it. And at the end of it, it's like the most. Do you ever see that episode of The Simpsons where it's Cletus? Does it let me remember my mark? And it's like the elaborate drawing of names.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Grimsbane at the end. And I throw the paper away. Like, don't throw it, but I add it to his pile.
Yep.
And this whole time I have not shown the diamond hand. Not shown the diamond hand to the dragon.
Someone's donated $8 for a Wild Magic Surge. All
right, you know what that means. Finry and Winfred, can you please roll a D100 for me each?
Phineas. This is Finry's my other dude.
Yeah, sorry, not Finry, Phineas.
Rolling a D100, am I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Please make a wild surge that his treasure all disappears onto our ship.
21.
All right. Both of you sort of, as the song is playing, it's stirring the sounds of your heart. And you feel sort of a wellness that good things have gone to beyond the blue, and your skin begins to harden. You get sort of an aura about each of you. You was that 71? You both gain resistance to all damage.
Oh.
As this sort of aura envelops you to protect you, and you sort of feel stronger and wiser and more powerful. The magic itself is supporting you. In mechanical terms, the next thing you do against a creature that they have to make a saving throw against, they will have disadvantage on whatever it is.
Okay. All right. I thought we were like immune to damage for a second there, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's boogie!" Like,
yeah, bring it on, dragon. So we're resistant to all damage. How long does that last for?
I've made the dragon say it. Until I tell you otherwise, and the creatures have a disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell you cast, but you guys don't really cast spells, so it's just going to be the next effect you try and do. And the great thing about resistance to all damage is it'll probably wear off at the most inopportune moment. Just like a lot of those sort of magic armors where wizards have gone like, haha, their final words were, haha, I'm invincible.
As soon as we attack the dragon, it's like gone.
The Ember Child sort of leans in and says, I have a task for you surfacers. I need someone that I can trust.
Winfred steps forward and raises his hand. Like, I'm trustworthy. Not really understanding what he's getting himself into.
Quest? We're already on a bloody quest.
I'm already on a quest.
He says, but this, of course, would be the greatest quest. It's one where you are rescuing someone defenseless. You are saving a child.
Oh, are we going saving a princess? I've always wanted to save a princess.
I'd like to save a princess too. That sounds pretty fun. Like just like in the stories that
Can
with the pictures. I like the pictures.
I look at the statues around me, like the big statues of armor. But look, can I have one of the knight's helmets so I could be like a knight rescuing a fair maiden? That'd be nice.
We're yet to see if they will hatch into a fair maiden. What I need you to find for me is an egg.
Lost yourself a couple of dragon eggs, have you?
Yes. These servants of mine, whilst they bring me wealth, they lost my egg, and I want it back. But I don't trust them because they lost it. But I don't really believe that they perhaps didn't lose it on purpose. They want me to suffer. They are paltry with their gifts. They forget who I am. I am Ember Chad.
I think we ran into your cousin earlier in this adventure. His name was Venom Chad, and
You don't say that name. That impudent whelp. Always. He stole that idea from me, don't you know, to get mortal surfacers to do his bidding.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, Mr. Chad, but I'm not involved in your family squabbles. I'm more than willing to accept your quest, but I don't want to get involved in any family squabbles between you and Venom Chad, because he was quite mean to me.
Now, look, I am all for this, Mr. Ember Chad. I can see that you are a very wise and smart dragon. Some of the best I've ever seen, actually. Venom Chad was a little bitch compared to you. And you must understand that this magnitude of a job, finding and obtaining your egg.
Of course, I already knew you would say yes.
I'll be back
because I am the best person to work for.
But there must be some reward that you can give us, or some items beforehand to help us with this quest.
Someone pipes in really quickly. I'll take a pistol.
Basically, right now, like fucking Paulie's eyes are just dollar signs.
Right now, ready.
The
moment Thorndy heard dragon egg, literally now he's just picturing himself riding like a little dragon, both going, yeah, yeah.
Phineas just goes, I like eggs with my bacon and like in between some bread. It's really nice. Is that why you want the egg?
No. But we can't let them know that we're onto them. So, what you will do is I will tell the Keepers of the Flame, my servants, that you are my champions. You will get my sign, and you will go out into the city and do whatever it is the Keepers of the Flame ask you to do. But you'll report to me before reporting to them.
Alrighty, well.
There must be something in this horde with your logo on it. Maybe a very nice sword or a pistol or a boomcree.
Someone is requesting a pistol. Right now. That's the only thing. He just keeps repeating. I'll take a pistol.
I'm requesting more
Become-
information because I had to see what my cat was doing. I missed the important bit. I'm sorry.
We are the champions of Ember Chode.
Hell yeah.
Do this.
Amber Chad.
Well, you're already going to do it. You're going to become my agents in the city of Grim, and you will gain my protection. The first mission, of course, is a test. Do this for me, and you will be rewarded with more to do and more.
Oh, you reward us
Because the real reward.
You reward our work with more work.
The real reward is working for me, is it not? The great King of Flame.
That
The ever
no shit
burning.
sounds like my old job.
All hail the mighty Chode, greatest of the dragons.
As you say that, he kind of like shivers, like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Did I do it right, Winifred?
Can I try and like persuade him like with this? And they just go like, you must understand though, we will be, and we will be good champions, but we are not yet. What we need for that is items to help us prove that you have chosen the best of these, like that the surface can offer, to show the like these priests and these stupid tiny dwarves and rock gnomes that we are the champions.
Surely you wouldn't let a
guidance.
champion running around in rags like that goddamn Aaron Cochran's wearing would disgrace your name. Look at him.
I'll guidance that.
He says you will be given my visage. You will carry it in this city. It'll give you the right to travel beyond the Dark Lake district. You will be free to go anywhere in this city, where I am obviously well respected. I am almost equal to the King of Grim himself in this town. I probably am better. I probably am greater.
Almost equal. I mean, maybe our second mission should be to kill the King of Grim.
Oh god.
Maybe that should be our first mission.
I don't know if you're ready for that yet. But I
but we
like
are
the way you think.
We should be able to do this, shouldn't we?
I like the way you think, but I can't be sure that the Keepers of Flame aren't secretly working for him. So, do this for the Keepers of Flame. Recover my egg. Do whatever it is the Keepers of Flame tell you to do. But bring it to me. Don't bring it to them. And then we will see if this king on his deep throne is as great as they say.
We're gonna die.
Oh lordy! Well, shit. And I thought we had to stay undercover, lads. Woo, boy, it was. Emissaries for a dragon who clearly knows.
I think the term we had to use was lay low.
Lay low. Yeah.
Why are you laying low?
Well, I don't know if you've realized that by my name be Thorndeer Grimsbane, heir to the Grimsbane fortune. And in these parts, apparently I am, well, there's a reason these guys are still hiding underground. We murdered a lot of them, okay? It was a dastardly tale of a poor chapter of our family. They wanted more, and they didn't have the cojones to take it. And then they blamed us for their misfortunes, and we don't want to get just bad squabblery, and then it was a lot of murdering, okay? It was just,
So this is why I didn't want to get involved in your family squabbles, because his family squabbles are complicated enough.
we didn't have no squabbles. They were just bitchy and moody, and then they wanted what was ours.
See what I mean?
Well, it seems like with the name like Grimsbane that, you know, it's kind of your fate that you have to take down the king.
Danny, that's just why I'm trying to stay undercover here. Just next
Well,
time.
And then
I
like
can
Paulie's
give you a
just
new
gonna
name.
Paulie's just gonna write down like, you know, like very loudly, kill King of Grim.
I could give you a new name. I could call you well, maybe we can name you after the dragon, and he's got red scales. I've got it. We could call you the Red Chode.
I like
Red
it.
Chode.
I like it.
The Red
It's
Chode.
pretty good.
That's it. We're killing the King of Grim.
Ember Chad just sort of grins in his big, toothy dragon grin and says, "Yes, but first, get your ass in here." And sort of the priest walks back in. He says, "These are my champions now. Adorn them appropriately. See that they are well fed and taken care of in this city. They are under my protection."
I lean over to Thorindir, and I just whisper to him, be like, "I think he's going to regret saying that we need to be well fed."
Well, you know, boy, should we have a little bit of ale? Ooh, I've always wanted to drink the coffers of Grim Dry.
The priest kind of leads you to an antechamber and through some corridors, and a small an acolyte turns up with a red cushion, and on it are 5 golden pins with sort of the profile of Ember Chad.
Is it like, a very like rounded front part and then just like the head, but it comes up in like a crest? And then like the neck bit?
It is the neck and snoot, but it's like sideways, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you can
it's
have
flat, but it's
But it's flat. But like the head bit, like it goes like there's the snout and it comes up like this and then cuts off,
and then
there's
it
the
has
neck.
the wings and they curl under like that.
Absolutely.
But it's very short. It's very short. But it's
Yeah, the
thick.
body's very small. It's mostly like it's all about the head, and then the body was a bit of an afterthought for sure.
All right, to
Yeah,
make sure I'm the chode head that I really am, I'm going to put that chode pin on my
I,
hat.
I was gonna put. I'll do the opposite side. I'll do the opposite side.
I'll pin mine to my new cloak.
Yeah, cool.
Winfred tries to pin it to his fur, and it keeps falling off, and he doesn't understand why everybody else can do it.
Son will help Winfred with his pin.
Thanks.
Where do you pin it on him, Son?
I'll just pick a piece of material of his
Of my kilt.
of his upper kilt.
Get right in that kilt. Get right in that kilt.
Yeah, well, his kilt is up. Remember, he's wearing the kilt under his armpits. So,
Oh no,
pin it
like,
right in the
it's
middle
still
of
a
his
great
chest.
kilt. I just joke that it's a crop top, but
Yeah, well, I'll put it right in the middle of his chest, like smack bang in the middle, so he can look down and still sort of see it.
100%. And Phineas, where do you put your new pin?
Well, he takes a cue off Winnie and he tries to like pin it into his hair, and he ties it into a knot. But he ties it like too far forward, so it comes down. It hangs just like in the middle of it, in between his eyes, like he's banging.
He's got a bang. He's got a golden bang.
He's got a bang.
Yeah,
He's got a golden bang. Yeah.
Nice.
It's what we all want, isn't it? Just a bit of a golden bang. So, Gartakar.
sorry, that was good.
I'm glad I got you. I got you on one. The Gartakar says a group we think called the Grey Ghosts stole from us a valuable red dragon egg that was due to hatch any week now. We really need it back, and I would like you to return it to us, the Keepers of the Flame, so we can take care of it, take better care of it than we have, and make sure that it is treated appropriately going forward. I'm not sure what the Venom Chad told you, but he has no real power here. We are the ones in charge, and you will be rewarded very handsomely.
I will immediately backhand this guy and say, "How dare you speak of Ember Chad like that?"
Ah, great. Fuck, we're all gonna die now.
Now we're good. We've got a dragon on our side.
He sort of looks affronted and says, yes, I see. What has he promised you?
Greatness, riches, a
Wait,
pistol.
is it? Are you talking about Venom Chad?
No, we're talking about
Ember
Ember
Chad.
Chad. We're talking
Ember
to
Chad.
one of his priests. I'm just going to say greatness, riches, and a pistol. I really want a pistol.
I
And
was,
this gun I found!
I was, I was
The Thorndy
told
quickly,
there'd be eggs.
yeah. Thorndy quickly just goes to him. Shh, no. You see, no, they've just been talking about greatness and riches and just how good and if anything, he's got a thing for dragons. He's a bit bewildered. Don't take him seriously. Now, egg, you say? First I've heard of one, except what we're going to have for breakfast. How big is this egg, and what happened to it?
The egg is about as big as a small child.
Oh, now we're talking dwarven children, or are we talking Goliath children, or like dragon children? Like, come on, that's not a measure of measurement in these parts.
He looks at you strangely and says, "Oh, I didn't notice because the monocle and the mustache on top of the beard, but you're a dwarf. Dwarven
Oh,
children."
No. I'm from here and there, I say, and you know, but I'm just exaggerating. You know, dwarves and gnomes, we are in the city of Grim, aren't we?
Right, but you would say a Duragar child. Of course, that would be the metric that we work on. You know, like how high is your ceiling? It's 5 Duragar children tall.
Okay. So yeah, so
Gotta hate the under imperial system.
we use
not use the metric.
Still thy tongue, our emperor is great.
I've been on a boat. We go leggings and yards and all that, and you know it's sea talk. Don't even want it does my mind. It's good to be back among civil folk, and you reward us with such an egg. And how did you lose an egg? It's a Durotar child high.
He says they came and took it.
Who took it?
The Grey Ghosts.
The Grey Ghosts.
I don't like ghosts.
Oh, sorry. While this is happening, just because I slapped that guy in the face, I'm going to take a page out of Paulie's book. And because I still have 25 gold pieces worth of poker chips, I'm going to flick a poker chip at the guy's head.
Oh, yes, it's our custom. Just no.
Bloody surfacers.
Every time
You're not even a
guy goes to
surfacer. You've changed. You've changed, Drow.
I just smile and I flick another one.
He's taken up strange customs, I know. It's very unusual. But these grey ghosts, by golly, they sound terrifying. What can you tell me of these?
I believe the psionic keepers have sensed a great disturbance in the Underdark, and we believe the Grey Ghosts are all caught up in it, and I want you to find proof of their involvement. Bring back whatever powerful magic their thieves are using to cause the disturbance and find out why they stole the egg as part of their nefarious scheme.
So
We've identified an agent of the Grey Ghosts at Darrow.
Darrow?
That's right. And we want you to follow him. Find out who he reports to, who he's working for. And stop whatever psychic disturbance they're creating in the Underdark. And bring back our egg.
And well, usually when, you know, you ask one favor, you give a reward. And we honestly have no ties to this town whatsoever. Why would we help you?
Because we have the ear of the Deep King.
The Deep King. Dude. Okay. Let's
Can you
find
show?
this man.
Can you show us this ear just to confirm that you've got it?
Yeah, what happened to the poor guy's ear?
Well, I mean, it's a... And he looks at you, Thorindir, and says... In Dwarvish, he says... It's a figure of speech. Do they not understand this?
It's best sometimes not to question. Just relax. It's gonna hurt you more to understand than it is to just let it go.
Weapons.
Flick another coin. He's gonna be throwing these in every so often.
He just sort of like centering himself.
So indeed, have a good one,
Deep-
and we'll get back to you with that egg. And then Thorindir flicks a coin at his forehead.
Deep King, give me strength.
Is that what we do to people here? Do we just throw coins at their heads?
Oh yes, yes, we do.
Well, and then I turn around and go back, whisper, it is a very funny custom that we made up just to throw copper at people. And then we just said it was a custom from the up the real land. And they accepted, reluctantly enough. I wouldn't, it's bloody insulting, but it's just a funny gag. And
Think on it for a second. You got to think about it. They get money.
Whilst they're
They get
talking about
money.
it, Winfred goes to throw a coin at this guy's head, but I would like to make a strength saving throw, not to like throw it too hard.
Yes, okay.
um,
But the higher you roll, the stronger you're going to throw it.
yeah.
oh boy.
Oh,
14.
softly.
I love that everyone's just kind of like rolling with this coin thing now. It's good. If anyone ever needs any, I have 1,200 copper coins.
That's good because I have none.
Yeah, I'll give you 100 right now. There you go.
Oh yeah.
He steps out of the way of that one, Winfred.
There you go. You got 100.
As he steps out of the way, I'll flick a coin to where he's going to be.
Jesus.
And so will I.
Okay, brilliant. So just throwing these coins, and the acolyte starts kind of sweeping them up and putting them into a little container, and then sort of takes them out through the back, through the room, through the door in which you came, out into Ember Chad's chamber.
And we just gave Ember Chad a bunch of money.
Yeah.
He hasn't paid us yet. Why
I
are we
was
paying
about to
him?
say, are we supposed to take them back? Like, were we actually giving them to them, or?
Oh, they
No,
can keep them.
we just flick it over the head. It's fine.
Okay.
It's worth
really-
the copper. It literally is worth the.
It is
It's
really
worth
fun.
it's worth the joke.
It's really fun when you get up really high and then drop them at them instead. Because then they don't know.
Oh god.
Now, all right, lads, we do have a choice to make. I, for one, do not really want to get close with this the Under King, as he's calling himself, and I thought the Pudding King was pretentious enough. And look, dragon, egg. We have 3 choices. Hand it to these weirdos. Hand it to the dragon. Or we become Papa Dragon owners, and we can take a dragon egg with us and hatch it. And
I assume you've
happily
walked
ever
away for this
after.
conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
While we're walking away, I also just want to say maybe we should go and speak to the giants and ask if they know of anything. And then maybe we have a 4th choice to make. Maybe they'll make us rich and give me a gun.
I thought the
Well-
4th choice was eat the baby dragon.
5th choice then.
Oh dear.
Well, I do speak giant. I
I-
guess I could dust off the old.
I
Oh,
do
sniff
think-
and sniff and
I-
doofing.
I
As
do
you
think it's
leave,
important.
Winfred, the final thing, like as the door closes behind you, you just catch a whiff of a bunch of food that has arrived that the acolytes have brought, because they were instructed to feed you all, but you've just left.
I follow the smell like a Looney Tunes like comic, sort of just like float through the air.
I do think it's important, guys, that we first get these weapons onto the ship. So just in case we do screw this up so royally, murder a king, steal a baby dragon, so that we can get the hell out of Dodge quickly. So we just need to go get these weapons first, and then we can do whatever the hell we need to.
Why? I want the dragon, baby. No.
And we'll get you the baby dragon, and we'll kill the Under King.
And
We'll
he's
do all of that. We'll get a pistol. We'll go talk to some giants. Okay, we'll do it all.
Why don't you guys
Just
do
need to get these weapons.
why don't half of this go speak with the giants and half go deal with the weapons?
Because splitting the party is a terrible idea.
And we
Son's
nearly
already
died
walked
last
away.
time.
Son's already walked back to the marketplace and he's just asking people, "Do you know where I can get a pistol?"
Most of them are sort of like they sort of look you up and down and wander away. Like, who is this crazy person asking about guns?
I fit
Yeah,
in.
that's
I fit
like
in,
showing
I'm a
up at the
drow.
docks and being like, gun!
You do
Yeah,
fit
but
in.
it's
Somebody
it is
get
a
me a
marketplace.
gun!
It
Yeah.
was a marketplace. I am asking vendors to be
Yeah,
clear.
that's
Oh,
I'm
okay,
just
so
asking
you've,
vendors.
you've gone back to the market district.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dan, Pippa wants to throw something. She's literally messaged me and said, I want something chaotic to happen in this game. Can I chuck some mayhem at you with my donation?
Yep.
So with permission, she would like to get her custom request in. If we've got enough time left in the session, I think we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. We can throw in this custom request, and then if we run out of time, essentially from 10 o'clock, we'll have to deal with the aftermath of this custom request next week.
Sure.
And it'll end on a cliffhanger of sorts. So if we can find out what that is, as the rest of the party make their way back through the city.
Yeah, give me a second, and I'll
sure.
I'll get it off her.
And you, Sorn, at first are stopped in from essentially just as soon as you exit the Ember Chad Hall. But once they see your the pin on your robe, they begrudgingly kind of stand aside and let you pass without word.
Yeah, good. I'll also, on the way back to the market district, I want to put my hood up
Okay.
as well.
Yeah, so this part, before you hit the market district, or at least the sort of the port district, you notice there are almost no non-Duragar on the street.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I sort of fade into the background with my hood up.
Yep.
And just make my way through. I'm assuming I'm probably about, let's say 30 feet ahead of everyone else because I'm in a bit of a hurry to get back to try and find a gun.
Sure. Bit of a hurry to get a gun. I'm really not excited for the waiting period.
Yeah, I'm just like power walking
Yeah, I was
my
going
way
to say,
through.
is Sorn Texan?
No,
He was-
no,
yeah,
Swords
he
just
was here.
discovered a gun at the start of the session. He's never seen one before. He pulled a trigger, something exploded, and he's like, I kind of like the cut of that thing's jib. I want one.
I can
So now
shoot
he's gonna get
magic,
one.
but that is nothing compared to this thing that makes explosions.
This thing is.
I know fireball, but I want a tiny lead pellet.
Yeah, no, this thing just seems so weird to Sorn. So he's just like, I want it. This is cool.
he
Sorn
just thinks they're neat.
Yeah.
Sorn had the centerfold of bows and arrows up on his wall as a kid. You know, the pin-up model, like, you know, the priestess of Lolth holding the latest crossbow, and whatnot. He just, you know, like, he read it for the articles, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Ooh, she's
All right,
holding the.
So Pippa's just texted me. She says like she doesn't really know what she wants, but she wants drama and action. And I said, "How about you think about it this week and next week? You know, we can do it in a proper session." And she goes, "Okay, that's cool." So that's what she's going to do.
Absolutely. Let's chat about it offline, and we'll
absolutely.
throw something in the mix.
Cool.
Start
Sounds
next
good.
session. And in fact, we might want to start wrapping it up here because I want to talk a little bit about about what's going on. Obviously, with the Crossing the Streams event, as we can kind of close out a little bit here. But you make your way back to weaving through the marketplace and so on. Eventually, you pass through Sorn into a more populated area. There are other people around here. You see a sign in Undercommon that says the Blade Bazaar, and here is the most abundant kind of goods that you've found so far. These shops seem to sell almost everything that's available in the city, with stalls set up by visiting merchants. You start hearing other people arguing, mostly in Dwarvish, but there are sort of other languages and things like that filtering in. And you look around, you notice a number of odd things. For one, there's a Duragar merchant that seems to be insulting customers as they walk by, but as soon as they start wanting to buy something, he's like super polite.
What? Huh?
There's a number of merchants that, when asked the price to buy or sell, every time they're asked about the same item, they seem to be you're sort of asking them about like, oh, what's this and what's this, and they give you like a different price every time you ask.
This is like anti-customer service, and I'm totally into it.
One of the Duragar you're chatting with, and you're trying to get like, you're asking like, you're trying to describe what a gun is to him. In fact, actually, why don't you tell me how would Sorn try and describe a gun to a merchant? Because you don't know the word gun. You don't.
No, I don't. I don't.
Boom crease.
Wait a second. 4 lights. No, I can't use dancing lights to make that. And I used my scroll of minor image. Damn it. Well, I will just sort of explain to them like exactly what I had in my hands when I identified it earlier. And explain that it has a mechanism that when you touch it, something flies out the end of it. But it's a ball, not an arrow or a bolt.
Okay, so like a tiny catapult.
Yes, but it made an explosive noise before the balls flew out. It go boom. It was like a stick that go boom.
So you could call it a boomstick.
Yes.
He says, "Oh, yeah, you probably want to go to the Mage's Quarter. They have all kinds of they have wands, blasting wands.
No, not a
wands
wand. We acquired it from, I believe he was a pirate chap. It was his, I believe it was one of his main tools of destruction. It sent a ball out of the end, and the ball go bang when it hit.
Okay, well, why don't you go ask him then?
I don't know where he is.
Well,
He could be at the bottom of the ocean for all I know. He's a pirate.
if you're not going to buy anything, why are you wasting my time?
I'm trying to buy something, and I flick a coin in his head.
Go talk to the biggest Steve. He's got the biggest prices in all of the Underdark.
I don't want to speak to the biggest Steve. I don't like that man. And I will. Oh, God damn it! What kind of check would it be to make the description as best as possible?
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my D8s on this.
Mm-hmm.
That's 21.
Stupid.
Yeah, you're able to describe this thing, and one of the Duragar, eventually, that you're able to describe this to, it takes a while. You're sort of hopping from merchant to merchant. And one of them that you're talking to, midway through this discussion, he turns invisible, but keeps talking to you as if nothing happened.
I'm just gonna take one look at this guy, but I had nothing to do with that.
I'll
Not me.
look back at Winford and just be like, okay. I was about to say, don't turn the locals invisible. That's terrifying.
No, I did not do that. That was not my fault.
And I'll just keep trying to, like, judging by his voice, I'll try and keep my eyes on where I think he is.
Yeah, he's still standing right in front of you, still talking. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah. So, like it's got metal on one end, wood on the other. And then, like, after a few minutes of talking with him, like, he just becomes visible again and just doesn't seem to mention it. And he's like, oh, yeah, I've seen some surfaces with something like that. Yeah, we don't typically have deal. I think they were trying to sell some kind of powder that was explosive. We more stick to sort of oils and unguents. Yeah, you might want to. Try the dock district, mate. That's you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna find anything like that in the Blade Quarter.
And then on the other thing, I'm just going to say, are we not going to talk about the fact that you just turned invisible for a few moments? Are you okay?
What are you talking about?
Are you? Do you not know?
No, what, mate? If you're gonna be weird about it, look, I don't just turn invisible out of nowhere. That's a racial thing. We choose to do it, and I didn't. I don't know what you're thinking about. I'm clearly still here, aren't I? You can see me. We're having a conversation. What are you? I think the Underdark madness is getting to you, mate. There's been a lot of it.
Underdark madness.
There's a lot of it going around. Maybe you're getting the surface madness. I don't know. You've been hanging around a bunch of surfaces,
been up there yet either.
wanting to get surface weapons. I don't care. I don't care whose pin you've got on. Just be a little bit careful, okay? There's madness catching, and it seems like you've got it.
I'm just going to say one last thing. I'll say, do you mind if I try something then? It won't do anything to you, but it could be beneficial.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Remove Curse on him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do that because I'm in Sorn's mind. He is cursed because he's just phasing in and out of visibility.
Sure.
Do you feel any different?
Does Remove Curse... Actually, can you link the spell for me, please?
I did. At your touch, all curses affecting the a creature or object, and if the object is cursed magic item, the curse remains, but the spell breaks and its owner attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded.
Yeah. You sort of say, hey, do you mind if I do this thing? You have to do the spell and so on. You put your hand on him, nothing happens. The spell doesn't go off. You think that there was no curse to lift specifically. You do feel... As you touch him, you do feel sort of something there, but it's not a curse. There is some kind of low-level background magic, but it's not specifically a spell. No one has cursed this creature.
Okay. Well, someone will just go, well, it appears that did nothing, but...
He looks at the hand on his shoulder that you've put there, and then says, all right, you gonna buy anything?
Oh, well, you haven't told me what you have for sale.
He's got a number of blades and sort of heavy pickaxes and whatnot, all finest Underdark iron.
Does he have any drow weaponry?
Yeah, he's got a pair of scimitars and like a falchion.
I'll look over all of his wares and just say, I don't believe anything here really jumps out at me so
Fair
much.
enough.
I might just hold on for this gun that I'm looking for. Cool. But thank you very much. And as I walk away, I'll flick a coin at his head.
Bloody surfaces. He's got that. And he turns to his side to talk to someone who you see as there's no one there that he's talking to. And he says, "Oh, these bloody surfaces, they're all mad."
And then I'll just look to are any of my other party members near me?
They've probably caught up to you by now because you've been sort of going from shop to
Don't
shop.
talk to that guy. He's crazy.
Oh, why is he crazy?
We received a missive, basically like an order sheet and money from the council back in Blingdenstone, right?
Yeah.
Was there a merchant that was on that missive that we were going to buy them off that had the shipment?
Yeah, you end up finding or making your way to a Duragar named Ilsa Deal. Ilsa Henstack. And there's sort of this well guarded office that you're sort of led into the guards kind of glare at you as you come in, and she's got a well-established kind of office with wares.
Hey, pal.
As you walk in, though, I'd like each of you to make
Go to bed.
a perception check for me.
Oh my god, terrible.
All right, perception.
4.
I got a natty 1.
We all rolling
Ten.
perception, are we?
I'm going to use a sorcery point and re-roll that.
Should I roll perception? Should I roll perception with advantage or just straight perception?
Straight perception. In fact, the smoke and stuff in the air is actually making it really hard to get a good schnoz.
Yeah, that's fair. I got a 10. So Thorndeer, Sorn, and that's it. You notice as you come in, she puts away a bunch of coinage. The rest of you sort of don't really catch it. You're sort of more distracted by, there's a number of different maps, nautical charts, and whatnot of what appear to be the Underdark, maps of the Underdark and things like that as well. And she says, "Welcome to my place. Where are you trying to go today?"
Look, we were actually just coming down from Blingdenstone. The council back there set us up to get some weapons off you. I'll take out the missive and then just hand it to them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yes, we do trade with Blingdenstone. We can fill this order, absolutely. And do you have the payment?
Yeah, they gave us payment, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think just a big bag of cash, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She says, "I can get this for you. It's probably going to take 3 days to put all this together, get all this fixed up. Where are you staying in the city? Where can I have it delivered to?"
Send it right to our ship. It's that beautiful bad boy, the La Floridita. Just ask at the dock, and they'll direct you to it.
Yeah. And it's at this point, Paulie, that with your terrible perception, at the last minute before you can react, or actually you probably don't even notice. Everyone else notices before you do. The boomkree has been lifted from your person, and you all turn, except maybe Paulie, to see a small Darrow running off with it through the marketplace. And he looks like this. Actually, I can describe him. He has he's sort of darting between the stalls and shops, but you can see that he's wearing sort of a very nice kind of coat that's stitched together, and he has 2 tentacles. He's sort of a wide-brimmed hat with 2 tentacles from a displacer beast sewn into the hat's crown. And a large satchel hangs from his shoulder. He's muttering to himself as he runs through the marketplace, trying to get away. And
when I do notice, can I like go, "That little fucker," and then I'm gonna yell out and then point to the pin on my hat and go, "Stop him in the name of Ember Chad."
I just want to also ask, how far away would you say he is?
Well, I'm going to say that he's as far away as next week, because that is the
Because I've got a very good plan.
Yeah. Yep.
He looks really cool though.
Oh, let me have him.
He's gonna get dead.
Oh, I missed the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, no, he's cute.
Cool.
He's gonna get dead very soon.
No, we're not. We need him, remember? He was the last one seen with the grey fucking dudes. Grey ghost. With the egg.
Well, he's gonna get a little bit singed.
All right. Well, thank you very much for everyone who tuned in tonight. We raised a ton of money. I'm looking at it now, $2,108. raised for Beyond Blue, obviously being Mental Health Awareness Month. We will also pick up next week with an excellent. There was a huge donation that came through that will massively affect the game next week, possibly for in the chaotic realm. I want to also thank. Dan, I know you hung around as Phineas Flathead. Great addition to the team as a second Wild Surge Barbarian. We had a lot of crazy shit pop off.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
We'll try and have you back next week, or if not next week, then perhaps another session going forward. As
Back to Fantasy Bunnings.
Yeah, that's right. You get popped back to Fantasy Bunnings just so you can get that snag. Everyone goes to Fantasy Bunnings for the snags, but they stay for the what is it? The
Cheap plasterboard.
I was gonna say the fantasy goshapon, but yeah, the cheap plasterboard as well. Where can people find you, Dan, and the games that you stream?
Yeah, you can find us over at twitch.tv/Raging Rolls. We play Thursday nights from 8:30 p.m. We're currently doing a homebrew world set up by the DM. I play a version of Phineas. Well, Phineas is a version of the character that I play. I wanted to play a wild magic barb, and I'm like, well, I want to keep my core of my character, but transfer it into a barbarian. So we play there. We occasionally do little recap sessions. I think there's a couple of guest spots. Oh, this Saturday we'll actually be doing a Candlekeep Mystery level 4, which will be very, very fun. I'm very much looking forward to that. They're run by our sometimes DM Jeremy. He's learning, but he's really good. I'm learning stuff from him, and I've been DMing for like 3 years now. So
awesome. And because of this event across the streams, you may see some of these guys in a Raging Roll stream. You may also see them in a Split the Party stream, or even a Fate's Grip stream before the month is over. And we're just doing this to raise money for Beyond Blue, as we mentioned, for charity. So reach deep, and if you can't reach deep, that's fine. If you don't have the money to do, that's a-okay. We're happy to provide, hopefully, a lot of fun and laughs and a lot of community during this time. But perhaps just give us a like on YouTube, or hit share, or whatever you can do to sort of spread the word during Mental Health Month, because it's all about tuning in and just being aware of your own mental health and sort of coming together with friends such as us, hopefully to sort of have that conversation, to know that you're not alone, and we're here to give you a hand, as it can be very, very tough times at the moment. So I'm going to say we're going to end it there. End it a little bit Spartan. Thank you very much for watching. Stay hydrated, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.